we go. All right. How's everybody's Saturday going so far? Everybody had a good weekend? Got a bunch of recording to do this weekend. Fun. What's up, Bianca? How are you? First question, what's my favorite Conjuring movie? Probably the first one. It's either the first or the second one. It's really, I'm always pretty torn about it, but I got a lot of strong feelings and nostalgia for the first movie. What's my favorite Christmas movie? It's a tough one. I don't really know. Maybe Nightmare Before Christmas. I went to see The Conjuring 4 and I had nightmares for 6 weeks after with my friend Mia, but we had fun. Probably would say this is probably one of my favorite Conjuring movies, even. I still haven't seen the new one yet. I have not seen the new one yet. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it when it comes out. Probably here, when I could stream it. What's up, Janie? How am I today? I'm doing good. What's your favorite horror movie series and why? Me is Saw series. I don't know why. Maybe just the storyline or the design of the different traps. I do really love the Saw franchise for that very same reason. Honestly, the story, which is weird to say, I think, but also the creativity of the traps, and I think also just the whole thing with like the twists. Though it got a little out of hand eventually. I don't think after the first 3 until 10, it never really held that stride. 10 was really fucking good, but it was so different from the rest of the franchise. My personal favorite is Halloween. I just love the, like, you know, Michael Myers, the aesthetic, the vibe, the tone of it all, the music, and also I got a strong bias towards other entities named Michael. But I love the Halloween franchise through all of its faults. Though I did not like this most recent set of films, I'll say. I like the reboot, the first one, 2018, but the rest of them not so much. Cole, what's up, man? Who cares about Pennywise when Papa Prime videos busting out 3 bangers month after month, back to back? Okay, I'm a little confused by that one, but hell yeah, let's go. I am looking forward to Welcome to Derry, if that's what this is referring to, but I don't know how we make the correlation at all. I mean, just watch both. Well, I watched K-Pop Demon Hunters, Elizabeth. I reacted to that a long time ago. Go check it out. Albert, I'm doing good. Hope you're having a great day and hope you're having a great week. So far, so good. So far, so good. What's up, Amrace? I just remember you said that you haven't seen all of Smallville, so you don't know Jor-El wasn't evil. He was just testing Clark. No, he was a dick. Even in season 2, he was still a dick, or season 10, he was still very much so a dick. Intentions or not, he wasn't even testing Clark. I get like he was trying to mold him into a hero, but he was an absolute dickhead. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts by that. Even in the final season, they were still pretty rock hard adamant that he was a dickhead. Which that one I did watch all of. What's up, Hunter? I hate to be that guy, but I sent you a message on Discord regarding the potential editing help. Oh, okay. I'll keep an eye out for that. If it's not from like anybody familiar or anything like that, it just kind of gets filtered out into a little like side box. So I'll go check that out after the stream. So I'll try to get around to that. I apologize. This is regarding the new Superman movie. I knew what you were meaning because I know I brought up the whole like evil Jor-El thing. And while he's not evil, and I don't think either one of them really are, and again, I still stand by, I think they wholly misunderstand what this Jor-El is actually saying in the new Superman movie. They don't have direct translations for those words. I'm calling it right here, right now, and they'll find out eventually that was not what he meant. What's up, Training Ear 2? Can you please just be on one account? Please. I don't understand why you're on 2 accounts, because I already see that you're on the other one too. I'm not playing last week's game. I'm going to read one question from you, and that's it. Well, and this one is the one I get. Why was Adam in Hazbin Hotel Season 2's trailer? Well, in the visions we saw of him, he's lacking his halo because Lute has his halo around her wrist. I think she's had a mental breakdown. I think she's mentally cracked. I think she's hallucinating him, like I said in my reaction if you watched it. What's up, Christian? How are you? Doing good, doing good. Let's see. Happy October, by the way. So have you decided if you're going to react to weapons? I've decided that a long time ago. I talked about that quite a bit. I'm definitely going to be reacting to it at this month. It wasn't on the poll for that reason, because I was going to do it either way. And the poll winner, though, is the Corpse Bride. So that's going to be coming out sometime this month. I'm going to try to do one every week either way, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off like last year, but I'm going to try. Let's see. What's up, Razorverse? How are you? Merry weekend. Right back at you, Darkly. JC's here. Howdy, howdy. Vivica, how are you? Hey, has been lovers. Hey, right back at you. Darren's in the sanctuary. Why did I say that? I was reading your name as if it was... Whatever. I stole your thunder, Darren. I missed you guys. I was going to like crash your all's Peacemaker discussion what was it, last night maybe, I think, but I was way too late to the game. Like just when I joined the stream, I wanted to start like posting in the chat. You guys were wrapping up over at Eric's. What's up, Stairface? How are you? Let's hope this stream isn't like last week. Here's crossing our fingers. What's up, Sheldor? Ghost of Yote time. I've bought it. I've downloaded it. I still probably won't be able to play it until next month, but I bought it and I've downloaded it. I will not allow myself to start a new game unless I finish Final Fantasy VII. So I'm going to try my damnedest to do this this month, or at least get back on that train this month. What's up, Matthew? How are you? Good afternoon. How are you doing? Doing good. Happy 4th day of Halloween. Indeedy doodly. Right back at you. How was the Hazbin Hotel Season 2 trailer? Check out my reaction. What's up, Michael? How are you? What's up, Tadarius? Is Marvel Zombies getting a Season 2? Because it was so great. As far as I know, it was already confirmed. I think they're getting a second season. But the way it ended, I would assume that's the intent. I think it was already confirmed to be greenlit, so I think we're in the clear there. Fearon Beyond Journey's End Season 2 will be January 16th. I'm very excited. Hell yeah. I know a lot of people are loving that shit. It's one of those that I've not yet gotten around to. What's up, Dalton? How are you? Peacemaker this week made me mad because we already done with Earth X, it seems. There's no way in hell we're done with Earth X. Keith survived. He's got vengeance in his eyes and in his heart. He's not gonna let that go. He's gonna come hunting. He's gonna come after him. He's gonna get that revenge. I built a puppet of Jack Skellington. Well, that's cool. It's spooky season, boys. Time to binge Corpse Bride. Yeah, I recorded it last night, and what when I thought I knew where that was going to go, I had no idea where I thought that was going to go. Until I think by the halfway point was when I finally, okay, I think this might be it. But like going into the movie, I completely didn't have a pretty strong idea of what the movie was actually supposed to be, and I had a lot of fun with it. What's up, Charlotte? How are you? And I'm a fan of Final Destination. I like the first one. I started the second one, 10 minutes in, turned it off. I'm done. I quit it. I never went back to that series. I like the first one in concept alone, and I kind of wish it died there, because like the whole the fruitless nature of it, I hate it. I just think that's stupid as hell. And once I found out that was what they were doing with this franchise, I bailed on that. So I've never seen anything past the first movie, which, fun fact, bring it to X-Files. The first movie, the script is a discarded episode of the X-Files that they just did not pick up for one of the seasons. Jim Lee. Oh my God, why am I blanking? James Wong. wrote the script alongside one of the brothers. But anyway, it was a discarded script that did not get greenlit to be an episode of the X-Files, so they sold the script and they got it turned into a movie. Anyway, do you think they waited too long for the Earth X reveal? Yeah, I think they went they held off on that way too long. Like I mentioned in my reactions, I think we had one episode too many in the first half of this season. What's up, Pixie Dream Galaxy? Joined late, but hope you're having a good day. Good day so far. I just woke up like an hour ago, so I haven't been awake for too long. But I hope you're having a good day too. Happy Halloween month. Right back at you. I must say you're looking stunning today. Well, thank you. To answer your question from your Peacemaker reaction, the other Earth brother is a blah blah blah. And James confirmed this in the video. Okay. I kind of figured, which is interesting that he was not. And again, that doesn't make him a good man by any stretch, because he's absolutely doing nothing with his power. He just doesn't go along with their beliefs, that was the interesting twist. I liked that, but unfortunately it was cut short. We love your beard. Oh, thank you. What you drink? I guess honey whiskey today? I may be wrong. No, I swapped it out for some Moscato. I wasn't feeling the bite today. I had a Japanese whiskey I was gonna bring in, but I took a hit just to kind of retaste it because I haven't had it in a minute, and it immediately upset my acid reflux. And I was like, not today. Not today. Just started watching season 2 of Wednesday, and nearly on the best episode out of all of them, even though this Lady Gaga has released another song that she has sang that is in that episode. Dude, I love Lady Gaga. When she popped up in the show, that was so good. So good. What's your plan in regards to next Sunday's New York Comic Con? Streaming, videos, other? That's a good question. I don't know. I'm not going to cover like everything that comes out of it, depending on what it is. So it just really depends on what drops. We got our Has-Been Hotel trailer. I'm not sure if they're going to show anything else at NYCC. Obviously, they have a panel there. I doubt we'll get another trailer, maybe a clip, which I don't do clips, so I won't have to worry about that if that's the case. But Critical Role was there for both Vox and for Mighty 9, and we don't have a Mighty 9 trailer yet. We have 2 first looks, but no trailer yet. So that's a trailer I would want to react to. So I don't know. It just depends on how dense the churn-out is that day. If I have a stream, I may push it to Sunday, which is something we do sometimes. So we may have next weekend stream Sunday if NYCC gets a little too out of hand. It's spoopy time. Yes, it is. Healy's and late with coffee. What's up, gamers and doom scrollers? Let's beat up Nazis on Earth X together. Hell yeah, man. Always a good time to punch a Nazi. What's up, Greenlight? How are you? Should I change my profile picture? I mean, if you like it, you like it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to change nothing. What's up, Bryce Cake? How are you? Love the spooky vibes right now. Hell yeah. I'm actually recording my weapons reaction later tonight, assuming I can stay awake. What's up, Ronan? How are you, man? How's it going? Since we in Halloween month, what is your favorite holiday? Halloween. Halla-fucking-ween, man. Let's see. Did you hear the new song of Has-Been Hotel Season 2 just released called Has-Been Guarantee? It was in the trailer. A portion of it was in the trailer, but yes, I have listened to the song. I pre-ordered the album, so excited for that. I'm glad this time around they didn't release it in chunks, because Apple Music did that, or iTunes did it in chunks. So I had to create a custom playlist to put any of the songs together. I'm glad they are not doing that with Season 2. That was so fucking annoying. Do you prefer Cal's parents, especially Jor-El, being pure good or having a bit of darkness or full evil? I like for his goodness to come from his human parents. I like for his morality to come from them. And I do think I like when Jor-El, when the Kryptonians are a little bit more morally complex, because it challenges Clark a little bit and also adds some difference, some conflict between his two sides. I like it more when there's a little push and pull. What's up, Dirty? How are you? Haven't been able to watch the last couple streams. Just skip last week. Don't even bother with that. That was nuts. Not the good kind either. But how are you liking the totally new character, Soga King? He's so cool. He is completely infallible. Nothing like that coward Usopp. Not at all. Soga King is here. I wish I was in on the joke or played along with the joke way sooner than I did, because I saw so many comments be like, dude, what is he talking about? That's not Usopp, that's Soga King. What are you talking about? And I was like, well, I didn't know, because I record these like 4 weeks ahead, so I don't even get comments on them most of the time anyway. Like, so I had no idea that was a thing, and yeah, oof. What's up, Scratch? Hello there. It's Morbin time. How are you? How are you? How are you? There is no angel and devil, only Adam. Fucking slap, man. Poetry. Hell yeah. I hear a pop, so it's not honey whiskey. Ah, shoo. No, not today. It's not my American honey. Though I do have my wine. I do have a carbonated beverage to offset it. I'm doing good, doing good. What's up, Luna? How are you? Did you know a cutscene from the beginning of Peacemaker episode had people having a certain evil mustache? That would have been too on the nose, maybe. Or shall I say, under the nose? I'll be here, well, for the next 2 hours. What's up, Stixie? Minimum. Omni, will you be reacting to Welcome to Derry or watching it on your own time? That depends on how I'm feeling when it comes. I want to watch it. The trailers haven't really done a lot to really sway me or interest me, so I'm not really sure. It really just depends on my mood and how busy I am come the end of the month. The fact that it's a Sunday release, it is starting off, you know, once a week on Sundays at the end of, not even at the end of this month, like at the tail end of this month, which is stupid, by the way, for them to wait, because then you're skipping almost all of Halloween except for the first episode. It's going to bleed into running for a full 8 episodes. It's going to bleed into December by that point. And I mean, that's intersecting Fallout, that's intersecting Stranger Things, that's intersecting everything else that's coming out. And I don't know if it's going to be worth it. What's up, Jazzy? The Peacemaker episode had me tearing up. Poor Chris. John Cena got me crying. Dude, his performance continues to impress the fuck out of me, man. Remember Moravia's prime minister who was dropped to his death thanks to Hawk Girl? Kinda wish he was imprisoned with Lex instead. Yeah, I'm kinda with you on that one as well. If you could only see one movie next year between Supergirl, Clayface, Spider-Man, or Doomsday, which would you see? Probably Spider-Man. Either Spider-Man or Supergirl. If I could only pick one. I watch you from my tablet, but I chat from my phone. I also super chat from my phone, so that's why. Okay, that makes a little more sense. But you talk from both, so like that's what it's. You say that, but then you do the opposite of what you said. That's where it gets confusing. Good afternoon from the One Piece world, and I'm so happy you got the best laugh out of Frankie's cybernetic pelvic thrust. Thank you, I'm glad. Yo, Chainsaw is in the house as well, I presume, if he's still here. How are you doing, man? Hope everything is good on the other front. Y'all had a good council this week. What's the background music? I have it on, what's the channel? It's Panda Beats. It's just a lo-fi Halloween themed playlist, royalty free. Let's see. I was surprised when I saw Emily in Hell with Charlie, and surprised at the Adam appearance. Yeah, I'm surprised it's happening. Well, I've expected to happen like eventually, but like it seems like it happens fairly quickly. as an inciting incident, maybe of the season. I don't know. And that they're like calling her. There's banners like kind of welcoming her or trying to get her attention or something like that. Though I gotta say, like, something probably good is not going on because Charlie's face is like straining and not quite upset, like somewhere between confused and angry, I think. So there's a lot of context surrounding it. I'm very interested to see how it all plays out. Stay away from Yote spoilers, Omni. They're everywhere. I'm doing my best. Final Fantasy System Origin, Remake, Rebirth, you download? Rebirth is the one I need to finish. I mean, I've finished Remake. I've played the original. I played Crisis Core. I played every iteration of the Final Fantasy franchise. I just haven't finished Rebirth yet. Also enjoying your reactions to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reminds me when I was watching it live all those years ago. That is why we are here. What's up, Nisha? How are you? Hope you're having a good weekend. Can't wait for X-Men 97 and Invincible next year. I'll second both of those as well. And I want to double check something because I think, yeah, this was a retracted comment, so I will skip it. Will Adam be able to be seen by Sarah or just by loot? I'm willing to bet just by loot. I'm pretty confident about that with the way that he's been framed in these, in the trailer at least so far. Good lord, so much has happened. I finally came back and there's so many hell of a shorts, and Has Been Season 2 is coming out this month. Yep, indeedly doodly. That's true. Right on, no worries, Omni. Would it be okay for me to give you a little nudge if you happen to forget to check a message? No, that's fine. Or see if it's cool to send you a friend request. Just as an it's me thing. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Let's see. Random thing. I want to see if I can get a friends to do a cover of House of Ozzy's with me and maybe a couple of others. That would be cool. I could build you a puppet if you wish. I appreciate the sentiment, but I have no room for such things at this point. I got to be more frivolous with what kind of objects I get at this point. Yeah, the message was already altered by someone like Brainiac or Zod. My money's on Zod. I think it's just the situation that there was probably no earthly translation or phrase. Like sometimes when you're translating from one language to other, there is not a word that perfectly fits the actual intent. I think the words chosen that seem bad mean very different things. You know, the whole take wives and repopulate could just be find love and continue on our legacy in some way. Not this like conquer it, or this whole thing like lord over them like that. That could be a twist on if they didn't have a direct translation for be an example, which is traditional of them. Be like, you know, be something for them to aspire to. That could have been mistranslated or misunderstood because there's no direct word correlation, and it seems like the intent is for him to rule. There's a lot of, that's what I think it is. I don't know if it was, I would hazard a guess that it's not altered at all. It's just manipulated, maybe not directly or indirectly, but just there's no direct translation for certain words in the Kryptonian language, so they went with the best things that fit, which just sounded bad to human ears. But could be completely wrong, and it could be exactly what they meant. Who knows? Would you rather have the 10 rings, the Blue Beetle Scarab, the Venom Symbiote, or the Miss Marvel Bangle? Certainly not the Blue Beetle Scarab. I do not want that motherfucker attached to my back and all that other crap. Symbiote. Maybe 10 rings is kind of cool, but that all relies on me being able to actually use them. Not the bangle. I'm gonna go 10 rings or the symbiote. Love your reaction to Meet the Robinsons. That's an underrated movie. I really fucking enjoyed it. Also have a puppet of Toothless as well. That's cool. If you like Corpse Bride, you should definitely check out Paranorman. I've heard really good things about Paranorman. My plans got canceled, so after all, I can watch your life after all. Anyway, I apologize about your plans, but you're here at least. Maybe we can brighten up your day a little bit. If you could change one thing about Helva Boss or Has Been, what would it be and why? Don't know. I don't know what I would change necessarily. Maybe more Fizzarali in Hell of a Boss. Other than that, I mean, I really don't know what I would change. I like everything pretty much how it's been presented so far. Other than more of it, give me more. That's not really a valid change either, would it be? That Peacemaker episode was so effed up. Peacemaker trauma just got ×2'd. Yep, indeedly doodly it did. You're gonna get 200k subs in mid-2026, hopefully. That would be, I think that's wishful thinking, but I appreciate the belief. Let's see, what was last week like? We're not even gonna worry about it. How can the finale of Peacemaker set up or tie into Man of Tomorrow? Well, the government has the access to the multiverse now, so who knows? Literally anything is possible at the moment. Wasn't Jeffrey Reddick both a writer for X-Men or X-Files and Final Destination? Let's look at the first one, because I know James Wong was one of the writers, and he was a regular writer on X-Files. Well, he directed. Oh, okay. It was Glenn. It was Glenn, James, and Jeffrey Reddick. That's the brother I was thinking of. That was the Morgan. Because there's Darren Morgan and Glenn Morgan. And I met them both, and they're fantastic people. But, yeah, James is a regular of X-Files, as well as Glenn. Jeffrey Reddick is a name I don't immediately recognize. Yeah, no, he's not. He's not an X-Files person. So the screenplay aspect of it and the story by, I don't know. He's not. Reddick hasn't written for X-Files, at least I'll say. But I think Glenn and James, they wrote the screenplay. Maybe he tweaked it for the movie version of it, which is probably very likely. But James still directed. Well, Tony Todd was even in the first one as well? I don't even remember that, man. You know, Ben 10 is turning 20 years old in a month. Cool, cool. Would you rather be part of the Fast and Furious family or be part of the new Avengers? I would probably rather be part of the new Avengers. I love the Fast and Furious movies, but I would not fit in with that family. Do you consider Mr. Terrific a metahuman? I just consider him a very brilliant, smart human being. I wouldn't consider him one. He's not. He's just a human. Like, he's just super smart. And it's not as the result of anything else, as far as I'm aware. I like your glasses. Well, thank you. Why do you drink? Why stream? Because it's a social thing, and because to talk to the community. Okay. What's up, Ginger? Let's see. Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? I asked calmly. Or did I? Sorry. I hope all is well with you and your kitties. All is certainly pretty well. Coco got out again, but she's just been running around the house anyway, so she's been fine. She might be better off out there. She needs to lose some weight anyway. And she hates being inside either way. What's your theories for Has Been Hotel Season 2? Check out my trailer. Good evening, Omni. I'm currently preparing myself to watch Monster, the Ed Gein story. It's looking like there's going to be a very hard watch, knowing what the real Ed Gein did. I would imagine so. I haven't watched any of those the Monster stories, but the people they've centered around, especially Ed Gein, is going to be gut-wrenching. You might have a hard time swallowing it. I can't think of any other stomach or food or cannibal related comments to make. Anyway, yeah, Ed Gein was the inspiration for Hannibal Lecter, for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and a whole bunch of other shit. So yeah, I would imagine it would probably be a very difficult watch. What's up, Terrence? What's up, my brother? Any cons coming up? I'm going to Monster Mania Con in Philly in November, And then I'm going to Columbus Galaxy Con in December. Those are the only 2 cons I've got cooked up for this season, the rest of the year so far. What's your favorite Stranger Things character? Mine is Dustin. Mine is fucking Hopper, man. Dude, Hopper followed very closely by Steve. Actually, right, Omni. The other Earth brother is still alive. If we get no payoff to that, that would be bad. Yeah, I think he's gonna come back and come back with a vengeance, and that'll probably close things out at the end of this arc. I can't imagine they would just close the door on that, especially considering the door is getting opened back anyway. Did you see Brandon Rogers fight at Comic-Con? Huh? What do you mean? Real fight or the fake fight he puts on all the damn time? Whenever you're at a convention, Vivzipop and Glitch Productions are both lurking in every corner of those rooms. That's not true. Viv, though, will be at GalaxyCon Columbus this year. Ghost Blade, what's up, man? Do I attend NYCC every year? I've never gone to NYCC, so that's a no. I would like to. I'm probably going to try to go next year. This year didn't pan out. So after Comic-Con, I got a little bit of a taste for a little bit more action. So we'll see. Maybe next year. I've seen some people say the Peacemaker episodes are more shorter, and I realize that as well. I wonder why they are short this season. I think it's budgetary. I think it's pacing. I think it's a couple of different things. Again, you know me. I do think that an episode should only be as long as it needs to tell that section of the story. However, I still think they had one too many episodes in the first half of the season. So the way every episode is kind of started and stopped, it feels where it should, and I also think it's to save up for whatever is around the corner, since the last episode is going to be one of the longer, if not the longest episode of the season from what they've said. Gaga had the 2 actresses, sorry the names are not coming to me right now, that did the dance in Wednesday on stage with her on tour during Dead Dance. Oh, that's cool. I don't know the actress's name for Agnes, but Emma Byers is Enid's. Is there something you're hoping they show or announce at NYCC? I just hope, the only thing I hope we get is a trailer for The Mighty Nine, I think. Also, I noticed you were having a hard time trying to figure out one of Robin's drawings on the fridge. The one being the person with the multiple people standing inside them, it's supposed to be Talbot. That was clarified in the video. we cleared that up in this week's video already. But thank you, I appreciate it. Because the comment that I continued to read cleared that up, by the way. Unless we get a Peacemaker Season 3, or maybe in Creature Commando Season 2, we could get a payoff there with Rick Flag Sr. maybe. Thought of changing my PFP, but I'm pretty sure my gay little fizzy is 90% of my identity here by now. I mean, I'd recognize Vince, but I do recognize the combination. Might start a storyboarding for the Razorverse. There you go. Now you're gaslighting me again. Also, we love your lights. Who's we? Who's we, huh? You just outed yourself after all that shenanigans you played last week. Anyway, we're ignoring that and moving on. I've been watching Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's great so far. For a nice dark take on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I watched the first episode and I liked it fine enough. I never continued it though. I never continued it. I watched a fuck ton of the original show, but I never finished Chilling Adventures. Also, for God's sakes, Peacemaker was defending you against an army. Every buffoon that was disrespecting Peacemaker saying, how did he not know? Imagine your Peacemakers in your shoes and see your... Let it slide, but a massive picture? That's wild. Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. Everything else kind of makes sense. I'm gonna say, Razorverse, Trainoneer's character again, Razor, and they were pitching a comic series about the Razorverse. I'm not even like, anyway. I could be getting my wires crossed and you guys could be fucking, again, playing some kind of weird ass game. I'm just going to move on. We're not having another situation like last week. How are the cats? Cats are good. This new song from Hasbin that was mentioned will be part of the season or separate. I'm pretty sure it's part of the season. If it's part of the season, I'll wait to hear it in the show. I'm pretty sure it's part of the season. Do you think Brainiac could be the villain of Man of Tomorrow, or what other villain would you prefer, Zod? I think it's going to be Brainiac. They also showed like a little tease for something about the human brain in like one of the little posts. It's probably going to be Brainiac. My brother got his driving license yesterday. Hell yeah, congrats. The book anyone can let slide, but a massive picture, that's wild. Yeah, right. Sorry, I read that already. Still can't get through Clark going, yeah, show me my parents at the end of Superman, and it shows the memories with the Kents without bawling. Oh yeah, that was a really, really powerful moment. Let's see. Poor Adam gets the short end of the stick. He got the short end of the angelic dagger. If you had seen one movie in 2027 between Batman 2, Spider-Verse, Man of Tomorrow, Secret Wars, which would you see? Man of Tomorrow. I know you haven't got any time, but I recommend you read Solitaire when you find some time. Maybe one of these days. Best finish some games before 2026, because that year is going to be nuts with 2 Marvel games and an RE game. I definitely need to catch up on my backlog before the RE game, because I always stream those on the channel. Let's see. Adam is a love-to-hate villain. Yes, he is. Are all of the characters from Helva/Hasbin LGBTQ? Millie's straight. Stella, I can't remember. Each series has one token straight person. Millie's the straight one in Hell of a Boss. There is one in, oh, it's Nifty. Nifty is our token straight lass in Hasbin Hotel. But yeah, everybody else is pretty all over the place. Which makes sense, considering the subject matter and the context. Which is why the redemption aspect of it and the unfairness of the heaven and hell redemption struggle is so really, really interesting. So yeah, I like that that's being challenged and it's representative in that decision as well. Though when you get into the amongst the demons things, that's kind of interesting. Though when you start to break all that down. But at the end of the day, man, love's love. I don't give no shits about who you care about. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, fucking spread that shit. Open it up. Spread it. Have you ever been told you look like Braden Roachers? I don't know, someone's having a spelling problem, and no, no one has ever told me that. Crescent Blade from the Marvel Zombies is truly that guy. Can you see without glasses? I can see, I just can't read anything at a distance. Assuming you've seen both, which do you like better between It the miniseries and It the movies? There's some really, really memeable moments in the miniseries, and Tim Curry is iconic. But I like, if we're comparing the part 1s of either, the part 2s of both suck. Part 2, I think the newer one I personally prefer on both fronts a little bit more than the original. But the part 2s of both still kind of fall flat. But if we're comparing overall, I'd give it to the new one, and I think if we're comparing the firsts, then the new one. I think I do prefer the new one, all things considered. Fun fact about Soga King's OST, it's replicated in the same beat as Super Sentai's Digimon from the late 70s. It did have a Sentai vibe to it. So I picked up on that at least. What year did I watch Hell of a Boss? I started it last year, following Hazbin Hotel. It's when it all kicked off. That's how it all started. If you were a kid, would you rather help and try to save the town of Derry or help and try to save the town of Hawkins? I'd rather... I mean, honestly, you'd have a better chance, I think, of surviving Pennywise, knowing his weakness. Just fucking make fun of him. But, I don't know, man. The Hawkins crew is cool as hell. Dealing with superpowers and crazy shit over there. I'd probably go with the Stranger Things crew just because I think it'd be cool as shit. To be honest, when I first listened to the new song Lady Gaga sang, which is Dancing Until I'm Dead, I have started to get so obsessed with it and keep having the song stuck in my head. I haven't heard the new song just yet, so I'll have to get around to that. Thoughts? I think Cypher and Butcher will be partners in maybe season 5 of The Boys. My own theory, Butcher is already being controlled, so Cypher will have no effect on him. Ooh, that's interesting. Controlled by the tumor, the influence of the other persona. Maybe. You might be onto something there. I like that theory. Season 2 of Hazbin looks insane. Yes, it does. Scary Christmas? Scary Christmas with that overlap for sure. Missing a giant Hitler painting is kind of crazy. Only a little bit. They should have started Welcome to Derry beginning of September or mid-September. 100% agree. Did I notice your profile picture? I see it. Yeah. Do you think that Moon Knight Blade is the coolest thing ever in the MCU? It's pretty cool. Coolest? Probably not, but it's pretty sick. Do you like show/movies with actors or animation? I need you to restructure that. What does that even... Every show and movie, animated or not, has actors. I think you mean live action or animation. I mean, I like both. I don't have a preference, one or the other. To be honest, I'm kind of on Peacemaker's side when he called Batman a pussy for not killing villains who refuse to stop being villains. Sometimes putting them in prison just doesn't work. I mean, you're not wrong. That has been the long-standing argument against Batman's tactics, and Chris is just the vocal mouthpiece of that in the current DCU, so it makes sense. When Chris screams and breaks down, my face, all my force, he got me in the feels. John Cena, incredible. I never thought I would say that. Right? Who the fuck is Biscuit Man? Apparently something hell of a fans know. I have no idea what you're talking about. Biscuit Man? I got nothing on that. Yeah, the what's wrong with us? Yes. Just the break in his voice when he said that. Perhaps Vox shall call Alistair a furry. I think he did. Somebody did, I think. Whatever. Doesn't Charlie sound like a Disney princess? That's kind of the point. That's actually not even kind of the point. That is the point. Because even some of her songs are mirrored after and inspired by some Disney songs. Whose power would you rather have? Pubic hair control or flying? Not gonna lie, always thought flying was lame. Well, definitely not the first one. Never in 100 years would I ever choose that. How's the beard? It's okay. We'll get a Night of the Seven Kingdoms trailer next week at NYCC, the new Game of Thrones Universe series. I don't know if I'll react to it. If we get that, I'm not sure if I'll react to it. But if we do, I'll probably watch it in my own time. Depends if you can control what other people's pubic hair. What the fuck, man? When Blue Dragon was giving a speech and the heroic music came in, he walked in front of a window. I knew he wasn't safe. Oh yeah. I was like, oh, this is going way too well, especially knowing the Adrians were outside. I was like, yeah, they are going to fuck this up real fast. You can see that twist coming from a mile away. I'm going to just take this time to specific menace. Omni Moscow said in a recent Ruby reaction, why didn't you recommend this to me sooner? This is a show you react to. Hey, Moscow messaged me about it as well. So, which, yeah, she messaged me about it. We talked about it. So yeah, it's been talked about. It's still not coming anytime soon. I'll tell you that. What's up, Superbad? How are you? Let's see. My roommate keeps threatening to bring home porcelain clowns. Cursed as fuck. Yeah, no, they can keep that shit away from me. Some parents are dumb that they think every animation is for kids and let their children watch it. That is very true. Do I like trains? Trains are trains. Perhaps I could make you a Vox puppet if you... Again, this goes back to the previous thing. I don't have room for more stuff. So you can do what you want for yourself, but I appreciate the sentiment. I don't need nothing. I wouldn't have anywhere to put it anyway. Finally got the new Witcher book, Crossroads of the Ravens. Oh, I didn't know it was out yet. That's another series I need to finish. Did you see the cryptic message for Avengers Doomsday everyone is trying to figure out? No, I have not. No, I have not. If anyone wants to know, this is Dion, by the way. Oh, is it because you're down super bad, Dion? Has so much stuff that you need to rent out storage unit so that he keeps on going. Take a blue pill, man, reset, and save yourself. Random comment, Rick Flag Sr.'s hair is fabulous. It is pretty damn good. Don't know about you, but I actually hope Vox doesn't die in season 2. He looks far too cool to be in only one season. Well, yeah, 1.5, I'll say. I've been a fangirl for him since Has-Been Pilot. I hope so too. Let's see. I still need to play Ghost of Tsushima again with all the side missions. Hell yeah, get into it, man. And Superman, if the message is exactly what it says, that's what his parents said. Would you be upset, or would you be going against lore? Lore is whatever in the comic book universe. At the end of the day, I care about what Clark does with his life, his powers, and all of that, and his attitude. That's the main thing I care about. I could give two shits about the L family outside of Clark and Kara. So I don't care. I wouldn't be upset if it's legit what they said or not. Just like I mentioned before, I'm not unaccustomed to morally ambiguous Jor-Els. I think Moxie might not keep up the kid. Millie has. I think the problem is Moxie would keep the kid, and I don't think Millie wants to. The beetle scarab is too cool, but stabbed into my back and my spine? Nah, agreed. Let's see, watch Paranorman every year. Love it. I'll go with Blue Lantern Ring instead. I choose my own option. About the translation, they said a lot of evil things, so it could be quite a coincidence if they always happen to choose the wrong translations. They didn't say a lot. They said 2 things. They said 2 bad things, 2 negative things. So, again, 2 separate languages. And it happens a lot when we translate earthly languages, that there is no actual proper one-to-one word. So we choose the best thing that we think it fits. So the words may be the words, but the choice of them could have very different meanings if they don't have a word that lines up correspondingly with ours. It's not as unprecedented as you might think. It's 9 p.m. for me, so probably 2 p.m. for you. It is almost 5 p.m. for me. Plus, Angela chose the worst translations to please Lex. She's not the one that translated it, though, to be fair. Hello, I'll ask fucking people who need access to the multiverse as the government. So true. Government has access to the multiverse is such a terrifying thought. Yep. Yep, indeed. Fits. Could we see a President Lex Luthor in Man of Tomorrow? Is it too? It's way too early for that right now. Maybe down the line, but maybe down the line. Just noticed that Velvet is British. You just noticed? Damn. Let's see. How's life? Life's good. Life's good. I really hope they do President-elects, but not just yet. Yeah, eventually. I think this is the start of his redemption path, but not yet. Ben 10? Nah, Ben 20. Did I watch the Frankenstein trailer? I have not watched the new Frankenstein's trailer. Not yet. I've been playing Yote recently, and it's really good. I expected it to. I expected it to be pretty solid. The first game, I love it. Love it to death. I was obsessed. So I'm super excited to eventually be able to get my hands on it. The latest episode of Peacemaker had me emotional. Same. Superman gag reel was so fun. I haven't seen the gag reel. I need to look that up. Can I name all the Joker voice actors? Voice actors, no. Because there's a bunch, man. I mean, Mark Hamill, John DiMaggio, shit. Yeah, I can name those two. I can't, there's a bunch more than that, though. I think, why am I blanking on his name right now? The guy that did Joel's voice. I met the fucker. What's his name? Why am I blanking? Troy Baker, thank you. Troy did Joker. There's others too that I'm just not thinking of, but I mean, I don't know all of them, and that's excluding some of the more recent ones too. Alan Tudyk. The latest episode of Peacemaker had me emotional. Ben 10 plus 20 equals 30. Not sure how Peacemaker season 2 is going to end. Me either, man. Question, do you play Marvel Rivals at all? You or somebody asked me this question almost every week. I've played twice, and both times has been with Jay and Adam. I don't play when it's not with them, and we haven't played in a while, so I haven't played in a while. I've only played maybe 4 or 5 hours total of it. Let's see. I started watching your Stranger Things videos, and those videos make me laugh and love them. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Can't wait for your reactions to Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6. It's my favorite season, to be honest. Dude, it's got some wild stuff so far. Wild stuff. I'm on the Goblet of Fire book now, so I'm getting the Dumbledore Ask Calmly meme. Hell yeah. Let's not be weird. Let's not be weird. I'm gonna, like, this let's not be weird. This is the Joke Police. The joke's too funny. There's 20 Joker VAs, my guy. With how gruesome Ed Gein is, could you say it might eat at you? Ghostblade with the yaks. I like that. I like that. I love that dumb shit. Let's go. Now both governments have access to the multiverse, most likely. Both governments. Both governments. What other government has a portal door? Other than, I guess. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, you're right. On Earth X. That's what you meant. Both governments on our Earth and on Earth X both now know about the portal door, because that's what Augie didn't want, was for their door to be known, you know, the existence to be shared with the government. Oh yeah, they're fucking coming. They're so coming. They're coming so hard. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the Alien Earth finale? Like, did it stick the landing for you? As an open-ended, setting up the stage for more, I think it worked pretty well. Do I wish it had a more, like, bookend kind of close kind of narrative? Sure, because they still haven't been greenlit for a season 2 yet. But I liked it. Thematically, I quite liked it. I can call you Mia if you wish. That's your name, if real. If you're real. I'll try to remember that. What's up, Kiana? Hello, handsome. My DMs are still impatiently waiting. Okay, now that I've got my thirstiness out of the way, how's everybody doing today? I'm doing good, doing good. Gotta get that... Well, okay, I wasn't gonna say there. I was gotta get those thirst juices out. Anyway, probably, yeah, whatever. God damn it. That's hilarious. Fun shit, fun shit. But welcome. Hope you're having a good Saturday. We're kicking off October pretty strong so far. So yeah, what's everybody's hopes? You know what? I'll throw this out. What's everybody's favorite Halloween movie to watch? What's your favorite movie to watch around this season? So I was missing my emo boy and just watched a bunch of scenes of Sandman on YouTube. Ginger just sitting here on YouTube gooning to fucking Morpheus. Hey, respect. Hopper and Steve are the ultimate babysitters. Yes, they are. School super bad. Also went to my first live concert this past week, and it was my cousin's band called the Manics, if you want to give them a listen. Maybe if I remember to. But that's cool though. First live concert. I haven't well, no, that's not true. I guess technically I have been to a recent one when I went to the Hell of a Show, because it was technically a live concert. So I guess I have been to one recently. Before that, I don't think technically I've been to one since I was in high school. Earth X and ours. I'm going to Seattle next week. Pretty excited. Going to a Nightmare Before Christmas burlesque. Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds interesting. How has been not been nominated for an award? It has been nominated before. It just hasn't won a lot of those awards. But it's been nominated for quite a few things over the past year or so. Believe it or not, Ed Gein's exploits were greatly exaggerated. Most of his crimes were abuse and exhumation of corpses. He only killed 2 people. He was mostly a fetishist at the end of the day. You're right. Greatly exaggerated. That's why I use the term inspiration. But there is still things that were done with the exhumed corpses that is probably where a lot of the more disgusting elements come from, I think. But yeah. Braden fought a chicken at Comic-Con a few days ago. Yeah, I missed out on that one completely. Hopper is the best, and Steve, of course. What's the worst episode of Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel? I mean, I love every episode. Well, I like every episode. Cherub is my least favorite episode of Hell of a Boss. Hands down, easily, least favorite episode of Hell of a Boss. Not even a competition. Has Been Hotel? I don't know. That's a tough one. Hold on a second. I need to confirm something real quick because I'm poking around something in my head to answer your question. Because worst also doesn't necessarily mean bad. I always want to clarify that too. I'd have to go with either 3 or 7. But that doesn't mean they're bad episodes, but 3 or 7 maybe? Sorry about earlier streams for talking about Digital Circus too much. Forgive me. No, you're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Seems you have 50 people in chat. Not enough people. Who do you think has gotten best song or singing voice out of all of the songs of Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss? Like individually or across both shows? Because in Has Been Hotel, I would have to give it probably to Jeremy Jordan or Erica for just the cleanest of vocals. Oh my god. I love Jeremy. In Hell of a Boss, I think it's easily Bryce. What's NYCC? New York Comic Con. Emma Myers. Did I say Byers? I think I said Byers. Oops. I think the Lantern's episodes will be longer because it's on HBO proper instead of Max original, so it could be 50 minutes. Probably. Episode 7 Peacemaker was a lot like from John Cena, giving an Oscar-worthy performance to a blue dragon, basically being the inverse of the white dragon. I think it's at least an 8.5 out of 10. I'll go with that. Why the fuck is there a reason Has Been is not on YouTube? Because it is an Amazon show. It is not a YouTube show. Pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. I'm rewatching season 3 of Stranger Things. Get ready for season 5. I've been rewatching vicariously through the Real Rejects reactions. What's the music in the background? It's Panda. I forgot already. Panda Beats. Just royalty-free Halloween lo-fi music. Christian says the extra sounds alien. In my opinion, if Peacemaker episodes were longer, they would have been able to show more of Earth X instead of spending time on Eagly's subplot with Michael Rooker. Like I said, we needed one less episode in the first half of this show. We wasted too much time and dragged out too much of the first half of this season. So yeah, you're right. You are very right. I live with a sister, so it's me as a sister, not the training years. I will believe it when I have absolute proof. Because everybody in here be role-playing as somebody else at the moment. Anyway, also about the whole Peacemaker episodes getting shorter deal, I'm personally split on it because on one hand, it shortens the length of the episodes and minimizes the things they can show. But on the other hand, it's a good way to keep the story focused on the important bits whilst getting that. Just one more kind of mentality, you know what I mean. I know exactly what you mean. It is a give and a take when you have these shorter episodes. I do think it's a lot of pacing choices. I do think it's partly budget choices, but I think there's a multitude of reasons. But again, that doesn't resolve the issues I have with the first half. But I get it. It depends on what they can get away with, what they can do. But they definitely should have like restructured, I think, some of these things and spent more time in that world. I agree. Chilly Adventures is great. Hope you give it another go. Why more teenagers dying than adults on Stranger Things? Because they're the only ones getting into the fray. And actually, I mean, a lot of adults. I mean, if you're counting body count, there's way more dead adults than there are teenagers. It's only the ones that we hear about, that we follow, you know, most of the time. I mean, hell, the Russian prison. We didn't know all their names, but that entire prison got eviscerated. Same with Hawkins' lab. Like, if we're looking at body count to body count, there's an overwhelming majority more adults that die in Stranger Things than teenagers. We only get to know them because we follow the kids of the show for the most part. That's why it seems like more die than not. What are your thoughts on the Halo show on Netflix? Well, the Halo show that is on Netflix is a Paramount show that I guess got kicked off of Paramount after they canceled it, hoping it'd find a home somewhere else. Fuck that show. I hope it while it is getting a lot of viewership now that it's way more than it had on Paramount, but it's getting viewership. That is not a show we should resurrect or save. Let it die, let it burn. Let somebody actually try that cares about Halo in a couple of years. Fuck that show. Even though it was starting to get a little bit better, they were on the cusp of getting acceptable in season 2. There are some things in season 2 and some things in season 1 I did like. Mostly just the action and the sets and the armor. The story, the characterization was abysmal and a disgusting twisting, misrepresentation, and bastardization of Master Chief, of the world of Halo, of all of it. And then they committed an irredeemable sin in the fucking finale of season 2. Just when I was like, okay, maybe now that we're finally on the fucking ring, the story can start. But then they infect Halsey. And you can't fix that. If you fix that problem, one, that throws so many things off of just completely out the window once they decided to do that. You can't fix it because the moment you fix it, you can't. The world is broken. The entire mythos and lore of Halo shatters and becomes immutably pointless. She dies, you lose so much great storytelling, you let her die, whatever, become a mouthpiece for a grave mind or whatever. You fucked all of the crazy complex shit she was meant to be still to do. You cure her, you immediately defeat the entire point of the entire mythos and lore of the show. The world, the history, fuck, no, they fucked up. Fucked up. God damn it. Fuck it. I recently been watching the revival sequel horror web series. Time for Spoopy Month. Hell yeah. Who's Fred? Who is Fred? Like, who, what? Hold on, who was Fred? Was he the one that was levitated over the lake? Honestly, I don't remember. Oh, wait, no, Fred. Wait, he was the reporter kid, right? I don't remember. Greenlight, your guess is as good as mine. Honestly, I think they would separate people as they were. Like your Marvel Zombies reaction. Also, what was your favorite character in it? Blade Knight. Blade Knight all day. Just because of how badass he was. Do you think Peacemaker could tease Darkseid with all the doors? I think one could lead to that universe. And tee it up for something bigger down the line like Thanos. Why would you need to go to another universe to tease Darkseid, though? I mean, Darkseid is in our universe. I'm a little confused by that. We don't need the multiverse to tease Darkseid. I mean, Darkseid's going to come one day, no matter what, whether we want him to or not. My only problem with the Brainiac being the villain of Man of Tomorrow is that James Gunn said that it's not really a Superman movie, probably a team up with Lex. Would have preferred him in a solo movie. I think it's because they're going to need Superman's bronze and Lex's intelligence to combat him. I think it's I'd say I'm like 60% confident it's probably going to be Brainiac as their combined resources are needed. What exact sexuality is Pinchus? I'll be honest, I don't remember. I don't remember which. I don't remember everybody's. Omni is my token straight reactor. Hell yeah. What was the comment in Heartstopper? Oh, god damn it, I can't remember. Anyway, somebody remind me the little comment about that when Joe Locke was testing the waters with Kit. We haven't watched it in so long, I forgot the characters' names. Whoops. I'm not having this conversation anymore. Do you think K-pop Demon Hunters is starting to get like overexposed? I mean, they're going to Jimmy Kimmel for crying out loud. Like, get it, it's a good movie, but geez. I mean, you gotta capitalize on it. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's popular, it's loved, people want more of it, and yeah, I hope they do more, like live stuff, you know? Bring them live, you can do that. You could actually have a Huntrix concert with the combination of singers that they pulled together for it. I don't have a problem with it at all. I get it. I get it. Right now, no. I mean, fuck, it's on Fortnite now too, man. It's not going away anytime soon. I'm not really bothered by it yet. It might help that I like it. That's probably a part of it. But yeah. Let's see. Open it up. Spread it. Omni 2025. No sooner do I say that Omni broke out the spread it. Okay. I'm just wrong today. Hell yeah. I do agree that episodes should only be as long as they need to be. In some cases, it could be longer, and in some cases, it should be shorter. It depends. You're right. That is also the possible inverse. Context-wise, not really. No, context sus. What would you do on a beach with Imp? Try to survive or get wasted? We'll never smile and laugh. Well, thank you. Hawkins is cool, but also Vecna. Also Vecna. They kind of got Vecna. They also have a gigantic fucking hell mouth now. Let's see. Vince, I've seen you know that the more people on the stream, we have more money you earn. That's not exactly true. Have I watched The Notebook? I have not. I have never seen The Notebook. What's the next movie coming out that if you could go see it at a theater, you would see it and forget the reaction? I don't know. I don't even know what's coming out. I don't even know what's on the docket for the rest of the year. Go see Shelby Oaks when that comes out on the 24th. That's going to be a great movie for spooky season. Already seen it though. It's just not out for the public yet. But go check it out, man. Chris Stuckman's movie. You'll have a pretty good time. You'll have a pretty good time. And plus, you might see a little Easter egg in there if you're keeping your eyes peeled. Might see a little familiar name tag pop up. in the movie. Spoilers, I guess. Blade Knight sounds better. Blade Knight's the official name. In the cast list is Blade Knight. The horror last week is starting again. Darling, how tall are you? I'm 5'8". Kinda miss Oscar Isaac is Moon Knight. In movies and shows with live action, we figured that out by the end of it. If Cena doesn't get an Emmy after this, I'm rioting. It depends on who he's up against, you know. He's still great, fantastic, but who knows? I want season 2 of Moon Knight so bad. Same. If you haven't seen it yet, the new Naked Gun is on Paramount Plus and is really funny. I want to finish the other Naked Gun movies before I watch it, though. So I'll probably have to get around to it at some point. When Cena yelled to screamed out stop, man, I felt like breaking down and crying. Same. Aloha from the West Coast. I made it. What's up, Summer? I am not working overtime this weekend, and that means catching up on chores. How are things? All good over here. All good so far. So good. I hope everything's good for you. I'm glad you have a weekend where you don't have to work any overtime. That's always a plus. But now it is filled with chores. We adore you. Well, thank you. The stream is fucked like last week? Not exactly, because I'm handling it a little bit better. I'm not sure if it's weird if I cry at a movie or a TV show. No. I mean, fuck. If it's weird, I'm weird all the damn time. I am never ashamed to feel emotions when I feel emotions. And nobody should be. It's crazy that Glitch is working on Knights of Guinevere, The Amazing Digital Circus, and Gaslight District at the same time. Well, Glitch Studios is like the umbrella. They've got multiple, like, teams for each project. So it's not like Glitch, at least to my understanding, can only focus on one thing at a time. In the way that, like, Hell of a Boss does. But then again, they have a small shorts team. Charlie has Rapunzel energy, especially that voice. Do you like chicken? What the fuck? Okay. Question. You ever wonder why we're here? You know, like here in this box canyon? You mean that kind of here? What do you say if I have to explain to someone who doesn't know much about this stuff and making YouTube videos? What do you say if you have to explain to someone who doesn't know much about this stuff making YouTube videos? I don't know what you're asking, Darkly. I apologize. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Or at least what you're trying to ask. I apologize. I'm a little confused. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I can imagine Happy Day in Hell being sang by Rapunzel. Happy Day in Hell, I'm pretty sure is a directly inspired by, if I remember right, that from what Sam Haft and Viv said, is inspired by Belle going through the town at the start of Beauty and the Beast. Are you at all excited for Doomsday? I'm gonna go see it, but I'm not like excited, I would say. I want to say I love and curse the people who recommend Epic the Musical. Love them because the music is fire. Curse them because it has eaten my limited free time. Yeah, one of these days, maybe I will get around to it. I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it. Just had a thought of whatever reason we got Peacemaker game, how would you want it to be done? Would you prefer third-person shooter or Arkham Knight Red Hood style combat? Certainly not Arkham Knight would not fit for Peacemaker. I think it would need to be like definitely a third-person action shooter somehow. I can't think of a game that he immediately evokes what I have in mind, because I don't want it to just be an over-the-shoulder RE style, Gears of War style kind of game. Like, there needs to be a hand-to-hand element to it, but I can't think of a proper comparison off the top of my head right now. So Marcus, how are you? How are you doing? You doing? Honestly, I think Kara's parents matter a little more since Kara actually grew up with them for some of her life. I'll agree with that. I'll stand by that as well. What exactly about Halloween makes it your favorite? It's my second favorite holiday, and it's the first time in about 8 years that I'm actually doing something for Halloween. I just like the vibe. I love the spooky stuff. I like horror. I like the spirits, the occult aspect of it, this like bleeding of life and death, the celebration of all of that comes with it. And it's just fun, like the dressing up, the costumes, the candy, the aesthetic. It calls to me. The most scary thing about Helva is that Luna is goth but badass. I'm confused by that. Why is that scary? And why is that she's goth but badass? As if goth immediately means not badass normally. I take offense to that. Jokingly so. Man, when my little weirdo smashes through the window and kills Augie was the only time I didn't want him to kill someone. Damn, right? Who is Sam's Trains? I have no idea. I have not seen a Sam's Trains in here at all. Sorry if you don't understand my English. It's not my country's language. All good, green light. I just want to be clear when I'm a little confused at times. But, I mean, for the most part, I mean, you're doing great. It's just sometimes if I need a little clarification, I will. Just don't get upset if I have to ask for clarification is all I really ask. Hey! They said, like, lord over them, dispose of anyone who opposes you, show no mercy, take his bride. Too many evil things? I don't think so. But to each their own, man. It's not the only time me and you have disagreed. Much love. Whoa, what's up, Mad Tomato? How are you? Much love from your favorite tomato-related friend. Have you been hitting it with the You've been hitting it with the reactions. Well, thank you. Appreciate it, man. I hope you're doing good. I see you skipped a few messages. I've skipped a lot of them because they're not messages I'm going to be reading. I'm not hanging down or slogging down the stream over your all's defenses or debates over what is real and what is not, because quite clearly some people in this chat are deluded, and I'm just gonna read what I want to read. I'm not gonna read everything anymore at this point. Hope they don't drop the message in Supergirl. Hopefully Supergirl mentions the parents' message. I mean, we'll see. I would like to see her take on it, since she was of the world and now has lived in our world. She might for somebody who grew up with it, she might be able to actually more accurately shine some light on it. Just saw your reaction to Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 7. Hell yeah, what'd you think? Hope you enjoyed. Literally happens every day. It's the most prevalent miscommunication plot device. That's true. I don't even know what this means. Imagine if Velvet became Hell's Garden. What does that even mean? Mistranslations. Sorry. No, I understood what you meant, despite the difference in words there. Do I prefer romance or horror? Horror. Oh, easily horror. Horror. And the plot gets even more confusing. Anyway, do you have any cipher theories for Gen V? All of the ones I mentioned in my videos. So I'm not gonna reiterate too much of that here, but I've expressed quite a few, especially in the last video. So go watch it and listen to the end. You'd know the answer to that question if you guys didn't bail the second the reaction ends. Because I spend what? I don't spend 12 minutes yapping about an episode talking about nothing. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things that irks me a little bit. But I love the icon, man. You got the Itachi Sharingan popping in there. I'm sorry. Hold up. Now I'm doubting myself. Okay, no, I was right. Right. I'm good. Started to doubt myself for a second. Troy Baker. Good guy Augie was fucking frying me. I was losing my shit just thinking what could have been, right? I was like, is he, maybe is it bad? Like all these different little like things that just like caused my brain computer to go like, bzz, bzz, what? Like throughout the episode until we finally got him like breaking down, you know, it was kind of wild. I mean, I started to see it coming the more and more we started to like really think we knew what was going on. But more of his actions started to shine some light on it. And then when they finally called him what they thought he was and he had that reaction, I was like, oh, okay, well, fuck. Yeah, and then the Conmos continuing to give all their secrets away. Name all the Kid Flash actors. Stop with this shit. That's not what this stream is. Like, we're not playing like Trivia Question Mondays or whatever. I don't know. But I couldn't even name you one. I can't name you a single Kid Flash voice actor. I'm sorry. Like, I like a single answer question or like list all these things, rank all these things or whatever. It just chews up way too much of the time. There's so many other comments and questions to get through and stuff like that. And I just simply, I don't know. I don't know that one. I couldn't name you a single one. I'm sorry if I'm getting a little perturbed about it. It's just, it's a little frustrating. And it's just the regular Joes slinging out, just spamming questions and shit. Like, not that like, whatever, sorry. I'm just getting a little annoyed by certain things at the moment. Let's see. Would I like a mod for these streams? I definitely, Christian can't be here all the time. So I do need a more frequent mod, I think. Or just more in general, because he's the only one at this point that sticks around, or they're the only one that sticks around at this point. Let's see. Anyway, sorry. Got a little sidetracked there. Did you ever try Stranger Things pizza or saw it anywhere? In the pizza box, they give you Stranger Things stickers. No, I have no idea what you were talking about. Never, 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 never. Maybe we can talk on Patreon or Discord. I'll hit you up. I would appreciate that. You know what? Hold up. I'm just going to do this right now. We can... There we go. There we go. Fuck it. Vince, there you go. Let's see. Number for Peacemaker and makes sense for Superman and Lex to work together if Brainiac is the villain. I think so. I think so. I like annoying to Michael. So sweet. And then dipshits show up. I wouldn't go that far. I don't want to be that rude. I think it might just be... I feel bad too because they're probably kids at the end of the day. And I do feel bad, but also can't not get perturbed about like egregious immaturity in the chat. I can only handle so much. Let's see. The kitchen is oh my god. Okay. See, it's just random shit like this too. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Nothing. But I can't stop laughing about the mural that Chris did notice it right away. Since episode 3, if I was him, I would have had suspicions about the Earth I was in for a couple of days, and that mural, 100%. 100%. Let's see. Reading Goblet of Fire 2, halfway through. Would you have confirmed my suspicions about the universe, and I would have never came back after episode 3? True. True, true, true. Let's see. Do I stream on Christmas or typically no. It just depends on when it falls, but typically no. I probably wouldn't. Super bad, yes, the OG Hellraiser. The first Hellraiser is the only one I think I actually I don't even really, I can't say I enjoy it. I appreciate it for what it does and has done. I'm not a huge Hellraiser fan, I'll say. Christian has made a very strong point. Is it me, or does Luna seem to be Trainanier as well? Because they always chime in on what they think the other means as well. There's so much incestuous bullshit going on between like 4 or 5 accounts that I can't keep it straight. I'm thinking about starting Riverdale next. I've heard good stuff about the first few seasons, then it goes downhill afterwards. I've never watched it. It was never a show that really appealed to me, so I've never really given it a go. So, don't know. I can't help you out with that one. I don't celebrate Halloween, so I don't know. Well, that's unfortunate. And Before Christmas, favorite horror film is the entire end of the year, to be honest, is John Carpenter's The Thing. The Thing is a fantastic film. Have you ever had anyone into you that you had to let down gently? Yes, on a couple of occasions. One is still a pretty good friend of mine, I would say. Not that, I mean, it's not like he ever really like made a move, but he has been very flirtatious at times. We started off as coworkers before I think he found out about who he was, what he was into and stuff. That came way later. And then there was an expressed attraction that came out of it all. And I'm just like, hey, I appreciate it, but I can't reciprocate, you know? Like, it's just like, it sucks to be on that side of the fence. It happened in high school. There's been multiple girls that have been friends with me that have had these crushes, and like, I just don't feel that way. It sucks to be on that side of the fence, you know? But, you know, I can't like pretend or whatever. I can't be there for everybody. Ain't enough for me to go around. But yeah, I have been in that situation, and it sucks. It sucks, but you gotta face it. You can't fuck around or drag anyone around or whatever. Good to know. Superbad, Practical Magic, Queen of the Damned, The Craft. Oh, The Craft. The Craft is a good one. That's the only one on that list that I've seen. I've not seen Halloween Town 1 or 2. I've not seen Queen of the Damned or Practical Magic either. So I am lacking. But I've seen The Craft quite a few times, and I do really enjoy it. What if after I saw in Argus, if I was there? Oh, going back to the other thing. I watched Bambi the Reckoning on October 1st and thought it wasn't bad, actually. Oh, interesting. Hocus Pocus, that's a good one. I was way late to that one, but I really, really enjoyed it. Friday the 13th, great franchise. Fun franchise. Good. Casper is my favorite Halloween movie. I do appreciate me some Casper vibes. And Before Christmas, Hocus Pocus, Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is a good Halloween watch. Nightmare Before Christmas, I consider it a Christmas movie. I mean, it's about Christmas. The movie starts with them ending Halloween. Halloween ends. So it's only Halloween-y in the fact that it is Halloween Town. Because the overarching narrative, it's one of those things where it's very much so, I can understand the argument for both, but it's very much so, it's a Christmas movie. Undoubtedly, like indisputably. Let's see, my favorite Halloween movie is always going to be Hocus Pocus, but I'm also fond of Halloween Town. Casper was always popped up on Disney Plus. I haven't watched that movie in years. It's not a movie, but every year for Halloween, I'll watch all of the horror web series Marble Hornets, which recently got a revival/sequel that mentioned a bit ago in chat. Interesting. Never heard of it. They destroy the portal door. The only access to the multiverse would be a speedster. That's true, but we got to trust the government to actually destroy the damn thing. Right now, I don't think I wouldn't trust them to do that. Sorry. Well, now you've done it. Rolls up sleeves. And no, JK, I'll behave. But every Halloween I try to watch a new horror movie, but tradition is I also watch the first Scream, Tragedy Girls. I don't know that one. A random Child's Play, and last year it was the first one. This year it'll be Seed of Chucky. Dude, I love the Child's Play universe. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. That's an interesting way to go about it. I try to, at least for the channel, watch something I haven't seen before, so we're going to be trying to do that a couple times. I'm going to do a couple of new movies and a couple ones that I just, obviously the community pick, which is Corpse Bride. I'm going to try to watch Weapons. I want to watch Bring Her Back, so I'm going to try to squeeze that in, and then the last one is going to be a little up in the air. That's also assuming that I'm going to be able to do one a week like I typically do. Might be a little more difficult this month, or this year, rather. When do you think you're going to start reacting to Amphibia? When I'm finished with Gravity Falls, which is the plan. That's been the plan since Owl House. Hocus Pocus 2 was fun, but nothing compared to the classic. Classic was, it was a classic for a reason. Dude, Hocus Pocus 2 was a bit of a hard watch. I missed the Chucky TV show. Me too. Also a huge fan of the Addams Family. Same. Never really understood why Netflix liked releasing shows or splitting TV shows into parts. I mean, it's to get more money out of it. If they split it up, they get 2 subscriptions out of you instead of 1. A lot of people will sign up and they'll cancel. So they'll try to get the impatient people for the first part. You still got people who are going to wait until all of it's out when the second part's out and then binge it all in one go. But the impatient people, they'll get you for part 1, they'll get you for part 2. It's a marketing strategy. It's to get more money out of you. Let's see, which I think makes it much scarier, more unsettling. What was this in relation to? Oh, right. Oh, shit, I missed this one. Accidentally missed this one. One thing I love about Peacemaker's version of Earth X is that it's not overtly bad German, you know? You didn't know a better word. I get what you're trying to say, I think. Oh, I think I know what I did. It's because there was like a skip ahead. Or like a 2-parter. That was why. There was a 2-parter, and then I got thrown off by the whole thing. Here we go. We already know it's confirmed Luna gets a song in season 3. That's been confirmed. Jeremy Jordan, beautiful. Hocus Pocus 2 was shit though. I did not care for it overall. Definitely on this crazy. I've seen Muppets Are Back. I have not. Let's see. And now we're back up to where I was. Here we go. Makes it so much better. I think more unsettling. Right, because you didn't even know it until too late, and you're like, and then you find out the nasty truth. All the people who exploded and became part of the makeshift mind flayer. Then that too. All the people that got turned into meat goop in season 3. Yeah, 3. Saw someone mention that episode 4 and 5 should have been 1 episode, and that they should have stretched the season to 8 episodes because people complain about a 6 or 7 episode season these days. True. I kind of agree with that. I agree with that. Damn, Omni, don't hold back. How do you really feel about the Halo show? Telling you all that. The Halo show was probably the biggest disappointment to me. Same. Bro straight cooking Halo show. Thank you. Why is the Halo show such a bad adaptation? Keep in mind, I've never watched the show or played the games. They start off the series by starting Master Chief's arc that took him 6 games to really kind of go through to understand, and they wrap it up in one, and they try to rush it in 1 episode. They took a, like, cause he's someone who's been programmed, brainwashed, and trained and molded to just be a soldier. And the at the end of the day, the story is about You know, he's paired up with Cortana, which is a super highly advanced AI that is unlike any other AI, and they become partners, a great fit, a great match for one another. And she's more compassionate, empathetic, and human than he is. And it's about how through interacting with her over the course of multiple games, how he learns to regain a little bit of his autonomy and humanity back. And it's like, which one of us is actually the machine, is kind of a little bit of a debate and an argument about it. As he starts to, you know, he's there for the mission, for the objective to save lives. But at the end of the day, there's this, like, I was like, who is he? And, you know, there's the whole philosophical journey that it goes on with those two. And they try to just do away with all of that in the first episode of the show. And he's just a bumbling fucking buffoon for most of the show, ranting, raving. They gave him a love interest that doesn't exist. They gave oh my god. And then the lore. Let's not even get started on the lore that they completely fucked. Watch my reactions. I try to give it its fair shake, and I can't after a while, man. Do you have a favorite Sandman moment? You can pick one from each season if you want to. Sorry for keep bringing it back. I don't know. Like one that just stands out. I immediately come to him and Azazel when he thinks he's got the upper hand on him, and Dream was just like, come at me, bro. And then there's the flicker of him when he tries to absorb it, and then he's like, oh, and joke's on you, you're caged. You don't fuck with the Dream King in the dream world. You know, I don't know. That was a moment that stuck with me for a while. That was a pretty badass moment. I don't know. It's hard to pick. There's a lot of really great moments. I apologize for the non-answer. That one immediately is one of the first ones that comes to mind, I think. I'm really trying to think of another one, but I'm really struggling at the moment. I swear if I ever hear Grant Gustin's voice in a Has-Been Hotel, I'll lose my mind. I love his voice. Oh my God, I would sing. That would make me so happy. If Grant Gustin voiced a character in Has-Been Hotel and sung, or if Jesse L. Martin got to sing a song or play a character, I would also die. Man, you was so mad about Halo. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Watched the show, but never played the games. I don't even know why the show was greeted with such bad reception. I mean, if you don't actually care about what Halo is, it might not. It's an inoffensive, generic sci-fi show. But if you actually like the Halo books, the Halo games, it is a bastardization of Halo. If you're ignorant to all of that, it's a mediocre, generic science fiction show that has some cool action sequences here and there. That's it. But for me, I love the games, I love the books, I love the lore. It absolutely spits in the face of most fans, while still trying to have your cake and eat it too. There's a lot of lore that they pull from. There's a lot of things they try to lean into, but when it comes down to what makes it watchable, it's not. And then not even to mention what they did with Keys. They completely, oh my God, dude. Anyway, sorry. There's so much they fucked up, man. Two goddamn seasons and to get to the ring. 2 goddamn seasons. And then fucking A. God damn it. Fuck you. Not gonna lie, I was excited for Marvel Zombies, but as soon as I heard they weren't gonna keep their intelligence-less personalities, that's when I checked out. Wait, what? Oh, the zombies. I get what you're saying. Can't wait for next week to see who the big cameo is in Peacemaker Season 2 finale. Same. Darkseid debuted in a Jimmy Olsen comic, but there are rumors of a Jimmy Olsen show. That would be such an interesting place to do that for the DCU, man. Because what was the favorite part of the comic that separated from the other zombie-related media was around at the time as well. That's true. I was like, it came from the more they consumed, I think the more of themselves they regained, wasn't it? I can't remember exactly how it worked in the comic, to be honest. It's been a long time. Token straight friend. Was that it? Was that the comment? I thought it was something else. I was just thinking how Darkseid learns of Earth or Superman. I mean, he doesn't need to be from another universe. I mean, again, he's in their universe. I don't know why this portal door would help with that. Supportive straight friend. Was that it? Hold up. Yeah, supportive straight friend. Okay, there we go. Supportive straight reactor. That's it. I saw somebody comment that on one of the videos, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. Something as your token straight friend. I need to remind you, sometimes people are straight. That's true. It does happen. I heard they were doing a Mr. Terrific animated series, which will have Darkseid in it. That would take that with a massive grain of salt. Nothing has been said outright about any of that. I don't think a Mr. Terrific show is something that's been talked about, but I could be completely wrong about that. Somehow in a matter of 4 months, K-pop Demon Hunters has a Fortnite skin before One Piece and already has a Funko Pops. It fucking blew up, man. It blew up. Seems no more different than having the gorillas on. That's true. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. Their whole aesthetic is as these animated characters with their own lore and their backstory, but at the end of the day, they're sung by people that are nothing like them. Yeah, it's exactly, that's a great comparison, Kiana. Darkseid lives on Apocalypse, another planet, not another universe. Exactly. That's why I'm confused. I think the only episode of TV I was like, that was perfect, but it was 2 hours longer. I wouldn't, if it was 2 hours longer, I wouldn't complain, is long time. So that episode just really fucked me up. I don't remember what that was in reference to. The title isn't ringing a bell to me. Is it strange that our escapism can sometimes be worded like, would you rather survive 80s with a hellmouth or late stage capitalism during an AI takeover? That's a very, very good point. Wicked for Good. Yas. Is that this year? That I'll see in theaters. I'll see Wicked for Good in theaters for sure. Who's winning a fight? The Pennywise versus Vecna. Pennywise, for sure. I mean, he's way more powerful. Especially considering I don't think Vecna would try to, like, I don't know. Who knows? It'd be a decent fight, but I don't think Vecna can really do anything to him. What's up, Caliban? How are you? Hope you and yours are keeping well. Will you be seeing Good Boy? Only 80 minutes, but bills are expensive at the movie tickets, but he looks like such a good boy. No, I most certainly am not going to cut time out of my day or schedule at the moment, which is packed, to go see Good Boy in theaters. I apologize. Especially for movie ticket prices these days. And me, I can't watch a movie and not have a popcorn or a drink, and that is going to make... I mean, last time I did that, I bought a ticket and a drink and popcorn, and it was $40 fucking just for me. No. Sorry, not happening. Unless it's for something I really, really need to see in a theater. What I've been doing, though, if I know I'm going to react to it, I'll buy just the ticket to support the theaters, to support the movie, but not go. That's something I've been doing this year because I haven't been going to the actual theater much. So I still want to, like, try. But yeah. Let's see. Tron, Wicked, and Now You See Me list quite good. Long for good movies. I've never seen any of the Now You See Me's. Haha. I haven't seen you. But now I have. If I do, I will have. Then the title would make more sense. Anyway. Tron, I'll probably go see. Wicked, I'll probably go see. No, Wicked, I don't know, man. My theater experience for Wicked was annoying as fuck. There's the bunch of annoying ass kids that would not get off their phone, would not stop yapping, would not stop shutting up. They were taking flash photos in the middle of the movie. And it drove me insane. And they sung along with it. I couldn't. I don't know. We'll see. I want to see it in the theaters, but I swear to God, I kept my cool. Somehow I kept my cool. I was losing it pretty quickly, but my God, that was frustrating as hell. Okay, question. Did I like Hereditary? I liked it. It was good. I think it was very overhyped. People acted like it was the second coming of Christ when it comes to horror movies, and I was like, it was fine. Out of Ari Aster's movies, I vastly prefer Midsummer over it. But I don't. I didn't understand why it was so like hyped up the way it was. Watching horror movies every Friday this October because horror was extremely successful this year. Those films, Weapons, VHS Halloween, Clown in a Cornfield, and Bring Her Back Sinners. Hey, I got Sinners on that list, but I definitely, after Talk to Me, I definitely want to watch Bring Her Back. So I'm definitely going to try to add that to the list. I'm trying to figure out why Jared Leto is the most hated actor in the world. Well, it might have to do with his lifestyle, his cult that he's tried to foster, and the abuses behind the scenes and all these other things that he's done. And for the most part, he just always winds up giving shitty performances. Or just mediocrely okay performances. I want to make it clear, I don't think K-Pop Demon Hunters is a bad movie. I just think it's a very safe movie, if that makes sense. I get that. I understand that. Like I said, I wish they went into the morality way more than they did. Like, they focused on Genu, but no one else. They admitted that it was possible, but no one else. It was just because he was hot, and it's just because he was pretty. That's all what got him out of the muck. They didn't give two shits about any of the other demons that Genu was Gima was forcing to live the way they did, oppress the way they did. They didn't give a shit about none of them. That was my only real major critique about that, is I wish we got more of Rumi's backstory, and I wish they leaned into the morality aspect of it way further than that. Didn't Jared Leto win an award one time? He did. I think once upon a time. He has given good performances, but I haven't seen one in a while. I'll say his Morbius performance was inoffensive. It was inoffensive. The movie, not so much, but his performance was perfectly fine. It was whatever. Not mind-blowing at all, but like, I don't know. I think it's more to do with Jared Leto as a person than it is with him as an actor, really, at the end of the day. Avatar 3 is coming out later this year. Zootopia 2. I don't know, man. I like Zootopia 1. I don't need a sequel, but I don't know if I'll check it out or not. Avatar 3. We'll see. I feel bad for Peacemaker. Now he's in jail, it seems. Could he escape? We'll see. Your reactions to both Happy Death Day movies was hilarious. I'm glad you enjoyed. They were fantastic movies. Next episode of Peacemaker season is 57 minutes, apparently. Hell yeah. The Box Canyon. Hey, RVB reference. I couldn't remember the whole quote, so I just went to Simmons referencing, no, I meant here, in this canyon. like, is there a god? Fucking, oh, Griffin Simmons, man. Griffin Simmons. I love RVB. I love old RVB. Actually, I like everything up until the end of the Freelancer stuff. There's a typo. What do you say when you mean you have... there was a typo. What do you say when you have to explain to someone about your making YouTube videos? I just say I make videos where I react and review movies. I'm a film... I don't know. I don't really get into it. Nobody really asks too much about it. I just say I make YouTube videos where I review movies. I usually keep it just to that for the most part. I don't really go much further than that. Usually the conversation really doesn't press too further than that. Let's see. Also noticed Peacemaker is, to my knowledge, the only high-profile thing that uses classic rock and roll needle drops. Like most other projects would use pop or hip-hop, not Peacemaker. Which I appreciate, because I love me rock and roll. Honestly, I don't think anyone is excited for Toy Story 5. I know I'm not. Little town, what a quiet village. I feel bad for Peacemaker too, man. Just living his life after season 1, and then Rick Sr. became director, and then he is on the run because of the QUC, and Rick Sr. wants revenge for Rick Jr., and then back in jail for no reason because of Rick Sr. I'm excited. There hasn't been a bad Toy Story. That's true. I mean, there hasn't been a bad one yet. I'm not excited for it. Will I watch it? Probably. But there hasn't been one. Art is supposed to make you feel. That's why reactors stared vacantly after Andor Season 2, Episode 8, and the audience was just, yeah, and that won an award. The things that touch our hearts the most will stay with us longer. Exactly. Well said, Summer. Well said. When did you stop watching The Walking Dead? When the show ended. When the main show ended. And then I watched The Ones Who Live because the main show ended and they didn't do anything with Rick and Michonne. So I watched the show that did stuff with Rick and Michonne because I wanted to know the end of that story. And that technically feels like the end of the main show. And I'm done. I'm done. I don't give any shits about The Walking Dead beyond that. If you like Halloween so much, you could maybe do a few reactions in costume, maybe. I don't really have too much around here. I have a Squid Game costume. I've got a Luffy costume. I got some Kigurumis that might be passable. I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably not going to go buy a costume though to do a reaction though, but maybe. Let's see, Nick, so what about Toy Story 4? Was that a bad movie? No, Toy Story 4 was really good. Not needed, but really good. Buffy episode that the body from season 5 was a lot. Sarah was incredible. Hell yeah, I love my little weirdo. I do feel bad for Keith because he was basically Chris in this universe. That's true. It's true. I think the game you're thinking of is Max Payne, specifically 3. Maybe. Uncharted, but you need it kind of has like a hand-to-hand component, but a more robust one. I think Supergirl is a drunk because she heard of the Kryptonian message and couldn't cope with it. She's a drunk because she woke up from her freeze to learn everything was gone. I mean, she's also just dealing with that in general as somebody who lived there. It's just a coping mechanism. I mean, that's how it was in the comic, at least, that they're adapting. Kara grew up some on Krypton. How come she couldn't translate the Superman message? I know nothing really about Supergirl's story, FYI. They could be doing something different with her. We don't necessarily know yet, but in the comics, she grew up on Krypton. Speaking of Gen V, Emma's hate towards Kate is kind of hilarious. It is, but well-deserved and earned. Dumbledore or Gandalf? Gandalf. Gandalf is just, he's the template. You wouldn't have a Dumbledore without the Gandalf. You wouldn't have Gandalf without the Merlin, if you want to keep going back. But Gandalf is like the archetypical wizard. I'm gonna go with Gandalf. He's also more reliable. You gotta remember, for all of Dumbledore's wisdom and love and all this stuff, his plan was to sacrifice a child. He was grooming Harry to die, knowing that full well. You know? So, like, he didn't know it was gonna happen. He got attached to the kid, which made it complicated and made it difficult. But yeah, that was the thing, the revelation towards the ends of the books and stuff was like, Dumbledore, not the most perfect of peoples and just trying. I get so excited when you post a reaction that's like an hour long for a half-hour episode. It means you're going to dig in. That's my favorite part. It can be a bitch to edit sometimes because I'm like, man, I stammer, I stumble, I feel like I need to cut out dead air. Like, I just like, it can be a little frustrating. Like, man, I should have just shut the fuck up. Or obviously with my own dyslexia, sometimes I'll say my thoughts out of order and I got to really fix that. It can just be kind of difficult. But yeah, I love getting into the muck on it, especially like for like Hell of a Boss. Sometimes those are like 15 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes maybe 20. And you got a 45, 50-minute video out of it because I won't shut up. I've been watching some James Bond movies recently. Started with GoldenEye, and now I'm starting up from Russia with Love. Hell yeah, man! That's quite the journey you're embarking on. What's up, MFS3? I just saw you in live. How's it going? Going well so far. What's the T-shirt make? Mate, looking without glasses, booze, look for, and it goes all brilliant. It's look for the light, The Last of Us. The Firefly motto. Omni, I would say you're my favorite YouTuber / reactor. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Would you like a mod for these streams? We went through all of that. Don't know. I heard they were good and wanted to see what all the hubbub was about. I need to watch a lot more of the older ones. I've only seen a couple of spots here and there. I can help mod, but I won't be here next Saturday. Yeah, I mean, like, if people who like consistently are here and consistently behave, I'm perfectly fine being mods. Let's see. Saw your Marvel Zombies reaction recently. Loved it. Quick question though. Who is Icarus? Did you skip the Eternals? Because he is one of the Eternals. Do you want to see Kate be redeemed? I do. I do indeed. While what she did was fucked up, she was doing it with the best of intentions. So I don't think she's like a horrible person. But, you know, happens, man. Let's see. I like Annoying Michael, so sweet, and then the dipshit show up. Today is a sad day for me, and My Hero Academia Season 8 just started. Ralph Einstein was in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. You're right, he was. We will be chill. Kids can be annoying. Yes, they can. It's the only thing, too, like, when I was like, I thought I wanted to be a teacher for a while, wanted to teach art. And I was like, it would have to be high school or college. Even high schoolers can be a little bit. I have a problem with immaturity and ignorance. So much so that I don't have the patience for kids. If you can't wrap your head around what I'm saying, I don't know if I can manage to make it through a conversation. You know, I can be very impatient, and yeah, I can't handle anybody that can't intellectually like communicate on my level. And even with which is crazy because even some adults are like that too, you know. Like, it's not exclusively children, but it's almost all children. Not to say that doesn't go away or that doesn't still exist in the upper echelons, but you should ideally run into it less. But that's my character flaw, I guess. Let's see. Also on the topic of weird crying scenes in Gen V, seeing the parents' backstory with the crazy guy, Sam. That'd be Sam Forgot his name. Had me so emotional. And same. What's my favorite season of the X-Files? Probably 4 or 5, I think. 4 or 5. Is it just me, or does Luna seem to be training here as well? I think so. I think so indeed. There's a time and place for things, and taking up someone else's time when you aren't here is a lot. A poor choice. As I've said to others, every experience is a learning one. Hopefully. One will hope. How many counts does this person have? I have no idea. Egg. Just egg. Wave. To break things up a little bit here. Which Godzilla movies do you prefer? Legendary Studios Godzilla Monsterverse or the Toho Godzilla movies? The thing with the Toho stuff is like they're so broad and so varied. You got the goofiness of the 70s and 80s. You've got obviously the originals, they were super serious and existential and all that kind of stuff. You had a little bit more of a resurgence into kind of edginess in the 2000s. And then we got a little bit of a mix of both here between Godzilla 0 or -1 and then, you know, Shin Godzilla as well, kind of bringing it back to its roots. And then the Monsterverse, which is a little blend of all of it. I don't know. It's hard to pick. I like the Monsterverse. I like it a lot. Aesthetically, it's beautiful. I love the way they brought the creatures to life. I like them. I like their designs, I think, the most. This might be sacrilegious. I might go with Legendary. There's just, there just isn't a lot of Legendary. Yeah, I gotta go with Toho, man. I gotta go with Toho. There's just more to consume. I do love Legendary, though. Cleaning up, y'all, don't worry. It's not as bad as last week. It is not as bad as last week, because I've also been way more selective about what I'm reading. Riverdale's fun. Kids can be crazy, says Sean as a kid. Sean, you handle yourself at least well in here, which I appreciate. To go with the great song, so fuck them kids. Let's see. Let's have it. Vince said that. Now everybody behave. Just got here and I agree with Vince. You haven't seen Practical Magic? It's feel good. Okay, interesting. I wouldn't have got that. The Craft is fabulous. Love that movie. What's your favorite horror movie of all time? Again, while my favorite franchise is Halloween, I think my favorite horror movie of all time might be The Shining. And I only saw that within the last 8 years, you know. And it was fucking amazing. So good. It's either The Shining or the original Psycho. The OG Halloween for me. Jason Voorhees is probably my favorite serial killer in horror. He's too iconic. He is quite iconic, but I favor my fellow Michael, personally. Nightmare Before Christmas is both to me. Have you seen Home Alone movies? I have. Which one is the best one? I think the original. I do like 2. I stopped after that. I watched 3 and I was like, and I never watched another one after that. Gotta say, Art the Clown has quickly cemented himself as one of my favorite monsters. Still never seen any of those. Since I'm late, I'm not really going to go into Peacemaker, since you probably have talked plenty about it. But just know, I cried so hard for the first time in a while for any show or movie. Hell yeah, man. When it hits, it hits. Marble Hornets is fantastic. Nightmare Before Christmas is both Halloween and Moss. Hallow Moss. Die Hard is both Christmas and action movie. I have spoken. I agree with that statement. I'll give that. To give you a perspective, the season is a good season. Season is a good season of TV, and a good murder mystery season of 2 is when Riverdale officially earns the title as a bad show. Interesting. What's up, Dawson? Not much on the mind today, but here's one question. Do you think Judo Master should join the 11th Street Kids? Been loving those last 2 episodes, and I think had some of the best lines in the the episode with zippity zap bitches and jingoistic garbage person with a musical taste of the next door neighbor from Toy Story. Yeah, he did have some zingers in the episode. I don't know. Yeah, why not? Sign him up. At least he respects the group enough to cover for them, because he understands that he had his own biases that he was being blinded by, and he got over that. And I like that about the episode a lot. Hallow Moss. I love that. I do also. I may have to steal that, assuming I remember. Also, I was happy you reacted to Meet the Robinsons, not only because I think it's a very underrated Disney flick, but also it's always good to hear Adam West. Yeah, R.I.P. to that beautiful, silky, iconic voice. What are some of the great advice you would give to somebody that's going through tough times? Hang on. I know that's vague as hell, but just try to find any little glimmer of light and sustain yourself through that, because you'll find a way out through the other end eventually. It might take some time, but you'll get there. It might be difficult, but you'll get there. Never give up, never surrender, as they say in Galaxy Quest. If you need to escape from it a little bit, do that. That's what I do. If I'm feeling bad, I'll sink myself into a show, video game, book, movie, whatever, just to kind of get out of my head for a little bit. Go on a walk. Something to get you outside of those thoughts helps. At least for me. It's not going to work the same for everybody else, but that's my tactic. Watch Riverdale, but only the last episode. That would be interesting. Season 3 is where Riverdale enters the debate of one of the worst shows ever made, and there are 5 additional seasons. How many seasons are there of Riverdale? I didn't think there were that many. If you could pick between 3 aliens of fiction, which one would you pick as the coolest? Xenomorph, Predator, and Death Angels. Quiet Place monsters. I didn't know they were called that, or I forgot if I did know. Predator, the Yujuta. Easily, hands down. I'm always a Predator guy through and through on that front. Our horse is about an entity similar to Slender Man called the Operator stalking a couple of the film students. Well, that sounds interesting. Wearing a Hocus Pocus tee right now? Hell yeah. What do you think will happen to each protagonist of Hell of a Boss in the end? I mean, I think Stolas and Blitz might just get married. I think Luna and Octavia will... I mean, Luna doesn't... I don't know what her arc's going to be just yet. Octavia's going to come around. That relationship with Stolas is going to be fixed and mended by the end. At least I hope. Millie and Moxie, I just think there's... I don't know. I don't know what is on the horizon for them, other than the fact that I think they're going to have to go through with Millie not wanting a kid. And how they work through that. But it's Millie and Moxie. I think they'll just be together in the end. I don't know. Everybody's going to find their happiness in the end, is what I hope. It'll be a tough, long road, but I think that's where they'll all be. I like the first half of Hocus Pocus Season 2. Fucking 2. Oh my god. Hocus Pocus 2. I like seeing the sisters as kids. I wish it could have stayed on that track. There's some things I did like in it, but overall, the movie was a little grating. Again, I want to come back to this because it goes into a thought that I have. I do still, like, vehemently believe, unquestionably so, Hell of a Boss is all taking place before Hazbin Hotel Season 1. So I don't know if they're going to catch up to one another. If they do, there could be some overlap. But what would be really interesting, and I thought this just driving around yesterday running errands, is like what I would like to see, or would be really cool to see, and honestly got me kind of emotionally moved to think about, is in the crossover announcement, how amicable Blitz and Charlie's interactions were in that, as an idea, a taste of how their interactions could play. Is if that is true, like, who knows? I could be completely off by this, and this might not be something they have planned out, but if I am right about the timeline aspect, the question is, are they going to intersect? Or will, let's say, Hellevost reach its conclusion without being interrupted by the grand scale and sweeping shit and chaos of Hazbin Hotel? Or would, let's say, season 3 of Hellevost catch up with the events of Hazbin Hotel? And then there will be a little overlap. What I would think would be really interesting, since Hazbin Hotel is all about redemption, all about sinners wanting to find their peace, their way through their trauma, their way through to a better life. What does redemption look like for a sinner or even for a demon? Like, what does that look like? Because the story of Hellevost is about people accepting their flaws, not being defined by the worst things that happen to their life or their worst decisions, and it is a series about healing, accepting one's flaws, loving oneself, and getting to a brighter place at the end. It would be really cool if Hellevost, like seasons 1 through 4, which is, it ends in season 4. Hellevost ends in the 4th season. That is the plan. If by season 4 they find themselves, they heal, maybe not fully, but like they've reached their, I don't know, some semblance of self-acceptance that helps, and that Charlie's opening the hotel, things are coming on. If Blitz can even help with that, would be really interesting for somebody who's really gone through and done the work to truly redeem oneself, even as a Hellborn, as a demon who was born in hell and there is no other way out other than that, to have still been able to find something bright on the other side of that. Like, what kind of insight could he provide? And it honestly, I kind of got teared up thinking about it, as like the culmination of Blitz's arc and his growth and his trauma and his healing and all of this. Like the tearing down of these walls, the finding of love, both for somebody outside of himself, for those outside of himself, and for himself, to then be able to be a guide for others or even provide some advice for others would be super cool. I think that would be super fitting and beautiful. Because then it's not even about him, you know? Anyway, whatever. I don't know. Sorry, that's my little tangent. I was just thinking that'd be really cool, because like he's the epitome, I think, of what Charlie's trying to do. If that makes any sense. I hope that came out well enough. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of horror movies. I like watching The Thing. That didn't really think that was scary, but I will never watch Courage the Cowardly Dog because it traumatized me when I was a kid. I love me some Courage the Cowardly Dog. The Craft, aka Nev Campbell, who didn't get $1 million for making the newest Scream, and then those less interesting characters are gone. Take my money, Nev. Let's see. I forgot. Was she in The Craft? I don't remember. You're right, she was. I didn't even remember that. Do you think Waller will show up next week? I mean, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know why she would. The older I get, the more interest I have in horror movies. I've always had an interest in them from such a young age. You think Deke is the greatest character in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or does that go to Fitz or Coulson? It's still Fitz. Fitz is still my favorite character the entire way through. I love Deke, but it still fits. So suggestion, but you should see DreamWorks Bad Guys movies. To me, they give the vibes of those old 1960s heist movies. The plot is great, and the animation reminds me of Spider-Verse. I hear great things about them, but maybe one of these days. Can't wait until we start to see more DCU cities like Gotham, Central City, Bloodhaven, Coast City, Atlantis, National City, etc. Same. I'm right there with you on that one. Meat Mind Flayer or Black Smoke Mind Flayer? Smoke. I'll go with Smoke. I always say the best Halo TV show we ever got or ever had was Red vs. Blue. Yep. Yeah, I'll go with that. And it technically was canonized. Hope Overman shows up and finally That would be go crazy. I do love that the minorities took a single step into Earth X and went, nope. While cishet white folks, even Amelia, took a good second. At least Amelia, like, in the drive, was like, something's weird. And honestly, Adebayo only caught on because of the looks. Which, of course, those looks, especially for someone like her, will immediately set off alarm. It's not like those are unfamiliar to now. However, the reaction and the escalation was a big old signal. Big old flaring alarm bell. I'm not even a big Halo fan. I still think it was a good show. Exactly. Makes sense. In my opinion, The Last of Us Season 1 is the greatest season of TV ever made, especially Episode 3 with Bill and Frank. It's definitely a great season. Greatest of all time? I can't follow you on that one. Episode 3, though, was a great and one of the greatest episodes of TV, I'll say. I feel like the Halo series, or any bad series in general, is only as bad because they were unlucky to have bad writers. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the making of all of it. Terrible showrunner, which, again, they traded out showrunners in the middle of Season 1. Before Season 1 was even finished, they had one showrunner leave and another one come in. They swapped out writers midway through the season. It spent like 15 years in development hell. Went from Steven Spielberg originally being the one in charge of it all to having to leave the project due to creative differences. And yeah, lots of fun stuff. Honestly, I was kind of surprised it came out even as good as it did. But it was still a pretty bad train wreck. Did you like The Last of Us Season 1 or Season 2? I like Season 1. Season 2 is better. It's okay. Might not have been mentioned before, but I've seen Firefly. I have never seen Firefly, so I have no opinions on Firefly. Also, Gen V, the cameo really struck me. What does Brain Girl want with Homelander being dead? I mean, I could, because she was playing him. You know, it seemed like they were in alignment last time we saw them, but she's got some kind of little scheme on the side here. I mean, I get why she would want that. She would use that to get more power, and what sort of power does she want? She already has an executive Vought, because if Homelander is defeated by Marie, she'll have other heroes to deal with. I don't know, man. Kind of like this, but Chris is not beating the allegations. I mean, come on! The giant mural? I think Chris is that dumb and that oblivious. But, yeah. There's actually a really, really good Halo miniseries called Forward Unto Dawn. That was actually pretty good by all things. Forward Unto Dawn was actually really good, but that was also officially made as a little side project for by Bungie at the time. I think it was Bungie still. It may have been 343. I can't remember if it was Bungie still or 343. Forward Unto Dawn is good. That's good. It was that was a fantastic little miniseries. Let's see. I don't know why, but it's taking me so long to watch Severance. I guess I'm afraid to witness a masterpiece. Get around to it, man. Get around to it. Watched the scene yesterday. Important question. Cats or dogs? I can't remember if you said which ones you like more. Well, I mean, I have 15 cats in my care, so I'm definitely going to go with cats. Also, as soon as the girl slapped Cypher for no reason, I knew this was some weird fetish, and they were going to have aggressive sex. Yeah, the moment the slap came out, I was like, oh, this is where we're going. Lucifer versus Dream. Oh, yes. Their fight, their duel. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That was also a highlight of both seasons. The Flash TV show was so goated until it wasn't, but I still love the highs more than any of the lows. Can take me out of it. Speaking of Passman Hotel, I don't know if I mentioned this, but personally I think the show is very annoying because of the overuse of the Disney-like musicals. Hey, to each their own. I fucking love it. I ain't gonna suffer no hate, though. I mean, I have an overabundance of merch. I love it to death. So, all on you. It's probably one of my favorite. That universe in general is probably one of my favorite things I've ever experienced. Mostly Hell of a Boss, though. I do like Hell of a Boss more than Has Been Hotel. So far, I don't know. Season 2 looks insane. It could change. Jesse L. Martin is Chef's Kiss. Handsome and his silky smooth voice. First saw him ever in The X-Files in one of my top 10 favorite episodes, The Unnatural. He was fantastic in that. And he sings. Also, Rent. He was in Rent. Beautiful, beautiful singing voice there as well. Obviously, so good. So talented. Jeremy Jordan 2, vocals are next level, and he's a snack. Did you like the Flash Supergirl crossover musical episode? It's one of my favorite episodes of the Arrowverse, so yes, I did like it. Loved it. It was such a bright spot in season 3, and there's so much hate for it for some reason. That's because for some reason people just don't like show tunes. And I'll bring it back to MFS3. Sorry to do that, dude. I'm so sorry, but I just had to. It was just so funny. For whatever reason, people just cannot get into musicals. I don't understand it. But then again, I'm a show choir kid. The Flash TV show is goated? Debatable. The first season is one of my favorite seasons of TV. Yes, I'll second that. The biggest difference between the series and Forward Unto Dawn was FUD had an actual story. Red vs. Blue was funny. It was funny, and it delved into a lot of side lore that eventually they adopted into actual canon. The series was just generic without even having a real story. It was disgustingly generic. There's so many unnecessary diluting, dumbing down additions as well. Anyway, sorry. Dream and Death combo at the park whilst he's feeding the birds. It's a good one. I was also thinking about her and the old man. Her taking away the old man and then the baby. That one still crushes my soul. The prison that Lex has been in transferred to is Van Cole, which is in the comics right outside of Metropolis. Speaking of what they fucked up, I hate how weak Infinity Hulk was in Marvel Zombies. Yeah, it was kind of dumb. He blew through his power reserves really fast. There's a lot of stupid in Marvel Zombies, which is why I just didn't take it seriously. I couldn't have. I just realized this has been cockeyed the whole time. I had fun. I treated it for what it was, a dumb, fun, animated little what-if story, and that's all it did. Track TV show is great for one season. I think the first 3 seasons is really good. First 2 seasons are great. Season 3, I really liked. Season 4 even, I think is really great, except they wrote themselves into a corner because they made the Thinker overpowered. So the way they defeated him was kind of bullshit. You guys think Bucky is alive in Marvel Zombies? I don't remember. Flash TV show, other than that. Let's see. Dream apologizing to Delirium. So many great moments. I can go on, but I won't. I mean, yeah, season 2 had a lot of great stuff, but they fumbled the villain. Overall plot in the finale. Season 6A is great. Everything else, bad to garbage. Sorry, my Mr. Miracle animated series. Yes, that is in the works. I do remember them talking about that. I thought supportive straight friend was just called ally. Or ally, as Sean puts it here. No, genuinely, I have one straight friend in my life, and she constantly has to remind me straight people exist. It's kind of funny. I mean, if you go on social media, if you follow in a lot of those circles, it is almost as if straight people don't. Like, I do set up, it was like, I'm here, I'm real. You know? It is kind of funny in that sense. I really got into Halo after being away from it for a while back in 2022. Reading The Fall of Reach while watching The Dumpster Fire, that was the show, made my head spin. That's one of my favorite books. The Fall of Reach is one of my favorite books. And I will use this word in the most broadest of senses, adapted that entire book into like an episode, unless you include some of the flashbacks which they danced around. What the Spartans even are and were, they got wrong. Okay, anyways, don't understand how ads could just go into the pool when there's people chasing her. That was honestly a stupid decision that happened to work out. Oh yeah, Reach City. Yeah, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, yeah, I don't know why she went into that pool. That, like, going into that pool, if they had just done what she should have done, which is just walk around it, she would have just been trapped. But that didn't work out. They were so tunnel vision, they followed her right into the pool, and that got them electrocuted. Got a dip. See you next live. Take it easy, MFS. Have a great rest of your week, man. Bill and Frank episodes of The Last of Us Season 1. Wicked good for November. Just to be clear, the only part of Marvel Zombies I saw was a clip of the zombie Cap versus Bucky, and I immediately thought, what if, before I even see tap in, just hear him say, hey, you buck. Is Fast 11 still coming out? That seems to actually be up for discussion. It might not. We got some reports that came out over the last few days that are indicating right now it might not happen. So who knows? I'm going to ban Halo talk if it keeps giving Omni a crisis. No, it's fine. That's fine. That's totally fine. I'll allow that. On November, I would like to crap right out my back. Let's see. If you ever snuck snacks into the movie theater, I have, but I'm a popcorn guy, so I don't know how I'm gonna get in with hot popcorn easily. I've snuck a whole ass hibachi meal in there once before, but that's few and far between. Of course, people don't go to the theater anymore, especially if you're paying that much, like I did for Wicked, and then you have dumbass kids taking flash photography in the middle of the fucking movie, not shutting up on Snapchat the whole damn time, until it was way past their bedtime, because I saw the latest showing that they had available, and like about an hour into the movie, I think they got sleepy and just shut the fuck up finally. Because I think they were honest. I think one of them did fall asleep. Anyway, whatever. What number are you looking forward to seeing the performance of the most in Wicked for Good? I don't know. I really don't know, man. I don't know. It's probably the segment of the show I've listened to the least. So it's hard to say. But either way, I'm excited. I mean, all my favorite songs, they've already got out of the way. The audacity of theater ticket prices these days is fucking wild, right? I haven't been to a regular theater in so long. If I have to go to movies, I go to the Alamo Draft House. If I'm going to shell out a lot of dough to go to the movies, I'm going to make it worth my time. You can like actually sit down and eat there, right? And drink, if I remember right. I've never been to one. Are you looking forward to Wicked for Good? I am. This year's Game of the Year competition is a heated debate. It's still going to be stiff competition. What's in the standing? Oh. I mean, I've not played any of these games, but just on what I've seen and heard, I don't know how anything beats Clair Obscur. Realistically. Now I've seen Now You See Me's If You Will. I kind of want to apologize on behalf of theater kids being annoying when singing in the theater. I don't know that they were theater kids. I think they were just teenagers. They were half the time they were on Snapchat taking pictures of the movie screen and just taking selfies in the middle of the fucking movie, and of course singing along when certain songs came on. And then between all of that, they wouldn't shut the fuck up. I try to be patient and not be that guy. I was almost that guy. But eventually, like I said, they did get tired eventually, and I think they lost a lot of their energy after they got deeper into the movie. Last time I went to the theater was back in October 2023, and I was best friends celebrated our 10-year anniversary by going to double feature of Saw 10 and Five Nights at Freddy. Good times. That's a good pairing of movies right there. Saw 10 is really good, for sure. Yeah, with a drink and popcorn, it's almost $30. Yeah. Omni, you couldn't have answered that hereditary question more perfectly. I am now even more hyped for Shelby Oaks because I know your taste aligns. I'll say this, and I posted a review. I haven't posted it on the channel, but I posted an out of theater quick thoughts on walking out of it when I went to go see it a few weeks ago on TikTok. You know, after watching it, it's going to be reminiscent of a lot of movies. It's not groundbreaking. It's not art. It's not like super artistic. It's like a love letter to a lot of horror genres. There's going to be a lot of things in it that evoke things you're going to be reminded of from other things. That is by design, that is by intent. But it tells its own really good, fun story. It's got a lot of my favorite types of scares, which is the ones that don't hit you with a loud noise or draw a lot of direct attention to it. Like lingering, quiet moments where if you're paying attention, something weird's going on. That's some of my favorite kind of stuff. It's got a little bit of everything, and it shifts through multiple genres as the story unravels. Also, again, if you see it, you might see on the screen somewhere in the movie, maybe in the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, you might see a familiar name pop up on screen, dead center on screen. I was shocked. I was like, I'm not even going to know if I'm going to be able to find my Easter egg. And it was just like, bam, there. Anyway, haven't seen Sinners yet. I have a whole ass reaction to it up. Go check it out. I sneak food into the cinema. Well, good for you. Let's see. I think annoying theater kids remember a few times now that don't encounter one like this. It was karma as just torture. Didn't Jared Leto win an Oscar? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. You know, tickets, popcorn, and drinks is like 40 euros for 80 minutes, and you might have to deal with an annoying audience. So that's the best boy, though. Yeah, that's the other thing too, man. There's been times I had to go back and watch a movie again because the audience I saw it with the first time was just so terrible. Jared Leto's a freaking cult leader. Why is nobody talking about this? I literally talked about that. I literally talked about that. But the times when I was in the movie theater alone, I'm just a YouTube reactor at that point. I can scream. Yeah, when I'm alone in the theater, I am a little bit more of here. I've gotten so accustomed to this. Sometimes when I'm just watching things on my own and I'm not recording, I don't have the camera on. Sometimes I'll like, I'll do this. It's become like muscle memory, as if I'm like directing towards somebody. Like I talk to myself anyway, normally, but then like I have like a tick now where I'll turn over and look to the side as if I'm talking to you guys and you're not even here. But I talk to an invisible audience a lot of the times anyway. His performance was inoffensive. The movie was not so much. I like the implication that the movie Morbius is offensive. It's fine. I think it's overblown how terrible it is. It's fine. I think the other boys in the band just went back to the other side rather than dying. In the sequel, I'd love to see more focus on them for sure. I really wish Madam Web wasn't the worst movie of all time. I still refuse to actually sit down and put it on properly. Omni pulls The Office, looks to camera in real life. Yep. With Jared Leto and Blade Runner 2049, I've still never seen any of them. The only great performer in Morbius is Matt Smith, hands down. He stole the show. He knew he was in a goofy movie, he had a goofy character, and he had a goofy time. At least he looked like he was having fun every time he was on screen. I did enjoy myself at least. Out of RE9, Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra, and Wolverine, if you could only play one and erase the other two from existence, which would it be? Right now, RE9. I just love Resident Evil, man. I'm going to play it. I'm going to jump right on that when it comes out. But Wolverine would be second runner-up. But I'd choose Resident Evil over either of those other two in a heartbeat. I wonder why Beyond the Spider-Verse is the last one of the trilogy. The stories have an end. Hold on a second. Let's see. Haha. No season 1. Season 1 of it. Okay, cool. All right, sorry. Greg texted me and was like, because we were talking about stuff I'm not going to spoil for anybody. But he also, I texted him, I was like, because he interviewed Chris Duckman and he finally saw Shelby Oaks and I was like, did you see the thing? And he's like, I did see the thing. Anyway, sorry, got distracted by that. Madam Web has a lot of competition in the worst movie ever. Seventh Son is way worse, and Name of the King is also way worse. I mean, there's also just movies that are just notoriously bad, like The Room, Birdemic. There's like, for like a studio film, yeah, it's pretty much one of the worst. But like, if you're looking at the grand sweeping scale of worst movies ever, there are so many that are actually like way more not take us serious. Like a Neil Breen movie, for God's sakes. RVBT through season 13 is good shit. 13, like that's when it was still kind of losing me around 13. I think 8 or 9, 7, 8 or 9. I can't remember. Whenever the Revelation arc ends, where Epsilon finally, like that whole story, like with Church, the director, and all of that finally resolves. I can't remember if that was season 7 or 9 when that storyline capped. That whole thing was peak. The Freelancer Saga will always fucking destroy me though. Wash asking, what the hell makes you think I'm asking for it? RE, hunting down the Reds and Blues. Yeah, dude, Washington also, I didn't know how I felt about him like at the start, but then easily just joined the ranks of the team. Let's see. I actually like the Matt Smith dance scene. It's funny and one of the only scenes that gave me emotion. Same. Need more Star Wars TV shows, man. We got a little while to wait on those. Watched Sirens recently with Millie Alcock, Megan Faye, and Jayliana Moore. Have you heard of it? I have not. I have not heard of it. Star Wars Vision Season 3 comes out soon, if that counts. That's true. I forgot about that. That does come out this month? This month or next month? I think it comes out this month. For the first time I ever fell asleep during a Daryl Dixon. During Daryl Dixon last week. Does Percy Jackson Season 2 come out this year in December? I think it comes out in December, if I remember right. I still like The Walking Dead, but Daryl being in Spain is weird, and then I have to read the subtitles, can't pay attention to the story as much. Can you actually wear the Power Ranger helmet behind you? Costume ideas. I can, and it would get really, really hot. All of those helmets back there, except for the Master Chief one, are wearable. Ugh. Alcoholism is a coping mechanism as a general rule, I think. Yep. That's how I started. Not that I would ever say I was ever at any point an alcoholic, but I did start drinking as a coping mechanism. That's why I started drinking at 27. I doubt you probably remember the body episode from Buffy, but it's the one where she finds her mom dead on the sofa. Yeah, I really don't. It's been too long. I'm sorry. I want a Daredevil game. Me too. I got so annoyed at Marie this week because her silly plan got everybody in prison. Obviously, their plan was to sneak in, but getting caught was frustrating. And it was most certainly a trap. Dumbledore, more like dumb Lador. Got him. Dork. You know, it'd be cool to have a Hulk boss fight in a Wolverine game. Ooh, that would be sick. That would be sick. I love Dumbledore, but I would trust Gandalf with my life. Same. Kind of felt like Stargirl was only in Starlight, I think is who you actually meant. I got a little confused there. Was only in Gen V Season 2 for just one episode. I mean, like so far right now, probably might show up by the end of the season. I feel like I get more frustrated in Gen V because I keep realizing they're kids and they will make more mistakes than not. That's true. I mean, I don't really get all that frustrated. I don't feel like, at least. Cried throughout the whole episode. Stargirl, Starlight, Omni, you're all right. Let's see. One of the pendants I wear all the time is a Firefly pendant. I need to watch it one of these days, man. Do you have any recurring dreams or nightmares? I used to have a lot of recurring nightmares. More nightmares more than anything. But I had a couple of recurring dreams as well, and sometimes they overlap with some of my nightmares, but I do, and I have. I've had quite a few. Too many to go into, I'd say. For the Marvel zombies, where are the vampires and why aren't they killing the zombies in order to secure their blood supply? I mean, if I was a vamp, I would be goddamn guard dog for my people. You make a really good argument right there. Question, can vampires in the MCU turn into zombies? Anyway, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I'm with you about the kids, which is why I don't want any. I'm really not good at bonding with kids. I'd be a good cat mom for life. That's probably in my future right now. I'm an uncle, not a dad, for a reason. With how kids are, I usually ask myself, how do the parent act? That's a good point too. 22 years old, I don't think I'm ready to be a dad yet. Well, you're still a little baby. Dog mom for life, so unfortunate my mom who really wants grandbabies. I'm gonna leave that to my brother. Anywho, that's it for me. See y'all next time. Take it easy, Logan. Well, now that I've finally gotten around to that, God, I'm 42 minutes behind, man. Jesus Christ. Love me some Monsterverse silliness. They don't have to like each other. They just have to work together when talking about Godzilla and Kong is crazy. In my opinion, 20s might be young for a dad. 30s, a little bit better. Michael's president, and he has to deal with normal thinking and common sense. Let him be himself. Also, he has to feed a cat army. Yeah, being an intelligent person in this ecosystem is. Let's combine these two. Empathetic and intelligent is a difficult thing to navigate in our climate right now, man. Anyway, are you going to react to Welcome Dairy? Debatable. We'll see. Maybe late 20s, especially early 20s. God of Fire is a great book. The only way you realize the crap movie it is. It's only after you realize how crap the movie is that you realize why the movie is so crap. That was a very well structured statement. The writer behind it couldn't even bother with reading the book and was bored by it. Isn't it like most people's least favorite book? From what I've heard. Do you think Deadpool and Vigilante would be a great duo? Oh my god, they would be so grating. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Never give up? Nah. Keep moving forward. Yes, indeed. Would love to help Omni get out of his head. Sorry, I'll behave. Oh, you. 7 seasons of River. 7 fucking seasons. That I did not know. Having a hard time. Find your people. Don't try to carry on the load by yourself. Ask for help. It makes others feel good to help and also allows you to face your opponent as an army, not a lone soldier. I'll also second that as well. I liked Predator Killer of Killers until the ending and changed one of my favorite parts of the lore, that if you beat the Predator, you win. and you're respected by them. I do love that, and yes, it does kind of very much so fuck that up, which I don't mind. I'm very curious to see where they're going to go with it, though. But yeah, I am with you on that aspect. Hello, game. Sorry I'm late. Welcome, Rebecca. How are you? I feel like if I did a backflip, I think I would just break my back or snap my neck. That is my fear as well. Predator is the only alien on that list that is dateable without the children or the child of the union killing the human parent. So I'm choosing the Predator. Hell yeah. Bangable aliens, best aliens. Let's see. Is it okay to ask how you're finding season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. so far? No, that's fine. I'm really enjoying it. It seems like after like they thought they were going to end last season, they're just kind of like, let's just have some fun. There's some they're having their fun, man. That one episode was trippy as all hell. But yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. And did I just say Bloodhaven like they say it on Earth X? I did. I mean, technically, that is how you are supposed to say it. That is how that U is meant to be pronounced. But yeah, traditionally, people do not say it as such. Can I say that I'm not vibing with the DCU so far? I enjoy Creature Commandos, but didn't really like Superman, and I'm on the fence about Peacemaker. That's fine. I can understand that. I can understand that. Also left out Keystone. You did. Love Firefly. Heard a rumor about them working on a Hogwarts Legacy style Lord of the Rings game. Maybe it gets revealed at the Game Awards. Depends on how far along it is, because it just kind of, that rumor that news hit the scene this week. So I'd be kind of surprised if we see something for it so soon. But yeah, that is something that's in the works. I don't know what that would look like. Petition for Omni to watch Firefly. Anyone want to sign? Never seen Firefly either. Could get Gen V Heroes to be in The Boys season 5. I mean, it's possible. Sam and Kate showed up in the last season of The Boys, so it is possible. Let's see. It was 343. Okay, thanks for clarifying. I couldn't remember when that came out. Starting today, I'm officially going to start on Severance. Hell yeah. See how quick he starts thirsting for people, guys. Time it. X-Files mentioned Drink. J.S.L. Martin rips my fucking heart out with the I'll Cover You reprise in the Rent movie. Yeah, dude. Oh, at Angel's funeral. And just like I'll Cover You is probably one of my favorite songs in that to sing. Obviously, the opener, Seasons of Love, is iconic. I love singing that one. I'll Cover You is one I love. And then What You Own. Those are my 3 favorite songs to, well, okay. And La Vie Boheme. Part A. Part B is kind of lame. But yeah, I'm your super friend. I don't mind musicals. Let's see. The Halo show made Chief commit a war crime. Enough said. Yeah, there is that too. There's so much that, I mean, whatever. I mean, Proud Ally. Don't worry, Omni. We don't hate you for being straight. You are valid. Why, thank you. I'm so glad to finally be accepted in this world for being a straight man. I love it. I keyed. Fun stuff. Proud Broccoli. God, people. Do you think McDonald's... What the fuck? What is this question? Do you think McDonald's will ever go out of business? I mean, never say never, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm going to ban Halo Talk. We've done this. It's the best, not going to lie. My brother's so pumped for the Fast and Furious ride opening at Universal next year. Popcorn is really the only valid option. A whole meal? How? So... I obviously got it in takeout. I had it in like the styrofoam container, my fried rice, my chicken, all of it. And what I did was I just wrapped it in my hoodie, and I just had my hoodie in my hand. So I was just like holding it as if I was so it looked, I mean, it still looked a little suspicious, but it looked like I didn't put my hoodie on yet. I was just like holding my hoodie. That's what I did. because I don't go in with a bag. They won't let you in with backpacks or anything like that. And hey, I'm not walking in with no purse. I'm just saying. But yeah, yeah, I just wrapped it up in my hoodie and carried it in my hand, and nobody said shit, so it worked out. Love candy. I don't have much of a sweet tooth that often. Come to Austin, I'd be happy to take you to one. One day, who knows, man? I've never been to Texas outside of a airport. But like I mentioned last week, there's definitely some conventions I would love to hit up down there at some point. You try that in an airport, you're definitely getting tackled. No, you're not wrong. Ticket prices for movie theaters are crazy. Ticket prices for performances for musicals are even crazier. Yes, they are, man. Especially with price gouging, with Ticketmaster's bullshit ass comments that they just put out here recently. And then the scalper market on top of that, it's just stupid, man. As long as you're mine, Bailey and Cynthia, chemistry is fire. I love the cinemas like that. Every man like that here in the UK. Saw Barbenheimer in one of those. Yes. Let's see. Have you ever finished playing Marvel Spider-Man game? Yeah, I did a long time ago. Let's see. Where are you at? What the hell? I'm a little... What the hell? I mean, I've got... What the fuck? Where'd all my videos go? All my Spider-Man stuff. Oh. Duh. Because it's in live streams. Dude, come the fuck on. There we go. Yeah, there you are. Yeah, you can check out my Miles Morales playthrough and my Spider-Man 2 playthrough completely on the channel. I was like, where'd they go? It's because they were hidden in the live tab. But yeah, I reviewed the first game, and you actually can watch my playthroughs of Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2 in completion. Did you go to any of the Has-Been Hotel sing-along events? The closest one was 5 hours away, and no. So I definitely was like 5.5 hours away was the closest one. And I did not have the time to do that in the middle of a work week. So I did not get to go. And yes, you can eat and drink alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages there. Yeah, I'd love to actually go to one of those then. I've never been to anything of the sort. Also, still never seen a movie in IMAX. No Good Deed for Good, and Thank Goodness. Yes, those are two really, really good ones too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it either way. At least it wasn't as bad as Chicken Jockey. Yeah, no, I skipped that shit. I had no intention of even a little bit seeing that movie, and that even more so. I'm trying to remember the last time I went to the theater for a movie. My last time was for Shelby Oaks. Though I did drive 3.5 hours to go see that. What's your single favorite season, or some of your favorite seasons of television in CW? It's season 1 of Gossip Girl, and number 1 for me. Well, I mean, season 1 of Arrow, season 2 of The Flash, season 1 of Superman and Lois is up there as well. I mean, that would be them for sure, easily. Followed by season 3 of the original, season 5 of Supernatural, season 1 of The Flash, and season 2 of Arrow. Traction is fun. I'd say mostly ladies, but if John Howard King shows up, we'll see how it goes. Oh, whoops. Have fun and don't judge everyone. Exactly. What are your thoughts on A Quiet Place 3 being delayed until July 30th, 2027? That's the first I'm hearing about it, so I got no thoughts. I don't really care. I mean, I don't care. Have the movie come out whenever they're ready to have the movie come out. I don't really care about delays. Let's see. Pulls obviously to the camera. Also been watching X-Files, and I really like it, so I hope you're happy about that. Hell yeah! We got another one, guys! We got another one! I spent most of last night watching Dakara's reactions, the first 8 episodes of season 1 on her Patreon. Having so much fun with that. And sure, I guess I don't even know, to be honest. I rewatched Demon Hunter, K-pop Demon Hunters, and watched at the same time. I actually think it was really good. I think the first time I watched it, I didn't like it, but now I like it. That happens sometimes. There's been times where I didn't really enjoy a movie the first time, and I watched it again. Maybe it was my mood, maybe it was who I was seeing it with. Like the first time I saw John Wick 4, I really didn't like it. The second time, I did. I actually did a lot. But the first time, I just did not care at all. There's been a couple of times that's happened for me. If you're talking about worst theater experiences, Infinity War, where the kid in the front of me kept asking stupid questions the whole time. Guy Cap shirt freaking out every time Cap appeared. Kids laughing at Tony's death. Oh yeah, my Infinity War was like when everybody died, it was silent. Like that was the most silent I've seen like a theater screening. Like when it ended with that, everybody was just like, fuck. You know? Yeah, my Marvel experiences have been pretty solid, surprisingly. Have I watched the OC? Dion. It's my entire heart and soul. The OC and Buffy are 2 of my favorite shows of all time. Dude, Ryan likes Journey. And what you say? Weirdly enough, I've seen all of season 4, all of season 1, and like spotty segments of seasons 2 and 3. It's like with Smallville, I haven't seen every single episode of it. Why Beyond the Spider-Verse is the last of the trilogy. It's the 3rd movie in a trilogy. That's a very simplistic answer right there. I'll point you guys to Nick here. What's up, Vicky? How are you? I just watched 4K Disc Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. Such a fantastic film. One of my favorite Russell Crowe ones. I've never seen it. Never seen it at all. I need to invest a little bit more in some of my 4K physical side of things. Yeah, welcome. How are you doing? Taz. Okay, I got a phone camera flash from behind hit me and reflected off my glasses when I was watching The Way of Water in the theater. Oof. The room is perfect. What are you talking about? Totally perfect. Is RVB a serious show? I thought it was a straight comedy. It is. I mean, it's 90% a straight comedy, especially in the first 5 seasons, which is the base run of the show. After season 6 to like 9, it has like a really kind of thrilling, like complex narrative and lore. Because they explore a lot of things that were set up in the first 5 seasons. And honestly, I think like the last season, because a lot of them are like just an hour and a half long if you watch every episode back to back, because the episodes are only like 5 to 6 to 7 minutes long at the longest. So each season's like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. So like the final season, like it was emotional. I was like rocked. Like there's some really cool shit. And then they started doing their own animations when they brought Monty Ohm, the creator of Ruby, on board, and he started off with Rooster Teeth doing animations for those seasons of Red versus Blue until they finally gave him his own show. And they started adding their own animations into it and using their own models, blending it in with the in-game stuff. Yeah, it grew a lot. And I think it peaked around that second arc, that second run, like those next 5 seasons, I think is where it kind of peaked. I fell off around season 13 though, so who knows, because it's gone on past that and I haven't kept up with it. Text message spooked me, thought you had bad news. No, sorry, it's just something I wanted to address. One, it's something I think a lot of people are going to be pretty excited to see, at least. I know, I mean, you guys know I'm in touch with a lot of the other channels and stuff like that. We all chat on different degrees. I'm just going to say you're going to have a new outlet for Hell of a Boss stuff coming soon. I'm not going to say who though. I'm still pestering some other people trying to get them to do it too though, but yeah. Sorry, I got a text from Greg today, I got a text from Jay today, and then some other stuff. Anyway. Yeah, gonna be fun. Nothing serious. You guys would know pretty abruptly if there was something serious. Season 2 in 2026, I think. That's exciting. Thanksgiving exists. Nothing is allowed to be the worst of all time. Well, that's true. Dude, Thanksgiving is a whole other level. Any fun news from Previewed? Well, I might be meeting up with Jay just to kind of hang out when I go up to Philly for Monster Mania Con. But outside of that, nothing to share. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. I feel like The Marvels was the most hated movie. I mean, I didn't like it. I thought it was pretty... As a movie, it was just pretty terrible. Especially as a Marvel movie, I thought it was pretty terrible. I think I might have enjoyed it more than Thor the Dark World, depending on my mood. I think it's like interchangeable. I don't know. And then you have Love and Thunder, man. Love and Thunder is my least favorite Marvel movie, I think. Thor Love and Thunder is my least favorite. And then the Marvels and Dark World fight for whatever is right above it. Why do you hate Mike in Stranger Things? I don't hate Mike from Stranger Things. Honestly, I relate with Mike the most in Stranger Things. Do you want him to die in season 5? Because that's my favorite character. Except for Lucas and Dustin, he's my favorite character. No, I don't. All I said last time was like I think it would resolve a lot their love triangle problem if Mike died. He's also the most useless character in the show. Like he's got the least to do. He's got the lowest amount of agency. But I like Mike. I relate to Mike. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, the show honestly wouldn't lose much if he did die. Wash is the best character in RVB. Looks over at Lone Caboose, second best. My favorite will and has always been Church. Whether that be as Church or as Epsilon or as whatever. Whatever form he takes, Church is my favorite character. So once he kind of stopped being a regular on the show, that's also when I kind of fell off. I remember watching someone react to The Room, but accidentally put on Room and didn't realize until 10 to 15 minutes in. Very funny, very different movies. Yeah, I've heard of that happening before. I've heard of people making that mistake before. Marvel 1943 is my pick because it looks epic. I don't drink anymore. I'm 35. I went pro. I retired early. Fair enough. Fair enough. Feel odd for being 34 and never having been drunk or had a hangover. I've still never had a hangover. I've never had that. And I've only been drunk maybe twice. But it's mostly just, I just get fuzzy and relax when I did it. Honestly, when I started when I was 27, it was just so I could calm my mind enough to go to sleep, which is sad. That's why I started. I would break out a glass of wine. I didn't even have wine glasses at that point. I was drinking it out of red Solo cups. I got wine, I poured it into a Solo cup. I'd drink maybe like 1 or 2 and play some Call of Duty until my brain turned off enough so I could go to sleep. Otherwise, I'd be up all night. didn't last long. That wasn't like a hugely recurring thing, but that is what actually got me to entertain the idea of it. Why is there no hug emoji? Aw, it's all good. We're good. It was a tough time, but we're good. We're good. We're okay, guys. But every time I've been drunk, it was for a celebratory reason. It was never out of anything else I had. Though, sometimes I will 180 in the middle of it, whether it be a thought or a thing or a happening. Okay, that's not true. There was one time I did have like I'm just having one of those nights and it went a little sour, but that was all me. It's fine. Forgot about that. Anyway, I don't think I will ever drink any alcohol or even smoke. Don't start. Don't worry. You'll save some money not doing that too. Then DC games you'd want. Love a Superman or Green Lantern game instead of Batman. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna take anything really, honestly. Again, with DC, it's a lot harder to figure out how to balance the craziness of their powers and their worlds into a feasible gameplay experience. But I mean, Batman's easy to translate, so it makes sense. Almost 29, not ready to be a dad yet myself. Kiana, you're a good girlie. It's an easy mix-up. Being aware and having a heart is fucking hard right now. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know, we're going to see season 2 of Monarch Legacy 2 this year. This year? Clearly not. Clearly not. Just randomly French toast sticks. Every alien is bangable if you're not a coward. That's true. True, true. Every alien is bangable once. Also true. Just because they are bangable also doesn't mean you'll necessarily survive the experience. It's a wild statement, Vince. I mean, they're not wrong. Let's see. There's a season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I imagine Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would be the type of show to only have 5. I mean, that was the original plan, but there are 7 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. My brother in Christ, you did not just trigger Triumph the Insult comic dog memories. What the fuck? I forgot about that fucker. You try that error, you know, didn't know they'd get canceled after 5 seasons, so its ending works as an ending overall, but they ended up getting 2 more seasons. I still think as a series finale, the end of season 5 is a little mid. As a season finale, it's perfectly fine. As a series finale, I think it was kind of mid. I went to Austin for RTX in 2015. The heat was miserable as shit. I would imagine so. Living in a city with more people who take the bus and not a car, 75% of people have backpacks, no matter if you're 5, 25, 55, or 85. That's true. We don't have public transportation here. I mean, we have a bus, but it's like, no. We do not have the infrastructure for any of that. Really. Season 2, episode 7 of Severance is one of the greatest episodes of television I have ever seen. Yes, I'll second that. I remember there was a rumor about a Wizarding World game, and then it was revealed as Hogwarts Legacy months later, although it wasn't early development like Lord of the Rings, if it's real. So true. Very true. And again, you couldn't do half the shit they showed off in those showcase trailers that were clearly pre-rendered before the game was ever really able to get out there. Just saying. People thought I was fucking crazy as shit for calling it out on it, and yeah, they didn't deliver on all the magical things they promised, but clearly it was a successful game, all aside. Y'all want a wild movie pairing? I went to see Hitman and The Mist in theaters the same day. That is an interesting pair. I had a really wild one a few years ago for the channel. I don't remember what it was. To be honest, I saw something really dark and then followed by like a kids movie later that afternoon, and I can't remember what it was. Witcher 4 got revealed at the Game Awards too after 2 months of development. That's true. That's very true. Since I'm starting Severance, I hope I don't see any spoilers. So far, I haven't seen anything in here, such a satisfyingly clicky keyboard. Hold on a second. Let me figure out what we're going for dinner tonight, because we're an hour over, and I'm hungry. All right. Let's see. And honestly, this is the silent This is as quiet as this brand of keyboard gets. There's louder, clickier versions, which I opted out of. Hope Insomniac can eventually do an X-Men game after Spider-Man 3. Who knows? They might work up to it. I know people are going to miss Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher show, but I feel like they're not going to give Liam Hemsworth a chance. I mean, I'm not. I'm not watching the show anymore. I'm done. Last season, I mean, it was just terrible. I was on board for the first half, but that second half was bad. They're not going to give the show a chance in general, no matter the actor. That is also exactly like I was after season 2, man. I'm not giving it any more time of day. Henry Cavill could have still been there, and I wasn't going to tune in either way. My first IMAX experience was Pacific Rim. Worth it. Accidental ASMR. You never seen a movie in IMAX? To be fair, to be fair, I get once you go IMAX, you can never go back. Yeah, I mean, the closest one I think is like 3 or 4 hours away, so I'm just like, that's a lot of effort for a movie. Bummer. Understandable. Sounded like a lot of fun. Yeah, especially with the stars showing up to surprise the guests, man. And the card, I went to eBay and I got the card for a stupid amount of money, but I had some people reach out and be like, hey, we're gonna go, but then they weren't able to go, and they're like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go to eBay. I wish I could have gone, but the closest Hemsworth seen along was in Philly, and my work schedule wouldn't have allowed it. Exactly. That was the one. The closest one was either Baltimore or DC for me. And I could not do that in the middle of a work week right now. I've seen the movie Jaws. It celebrated its 50th anniversary. Yeah, of course. I have a poster of it, like right there. Not that I can think you can see it all that well, but I've seen that movie a bunch. I've seen all 4 of the films. A lot. I mean, 3 is the worst one in the whole series. I've seen it the least, but I love it. Love it to death. Do you pause whenever you pause whatever you watch and then talk your thoughts? I do that now. I've started doing that for the last maybe 2 months on all of my reactions now, for the most part. Speaking my language. The only reason I know about the OC is because of Dear Sister. I knew it from the OG moment. But yeah, Dear Sister made it much more well known. Yeah, Seth, hands down favorite character. Easy. Put it this way, the OC is my X-Files. You have been warned. Okay. Warning accepted. I can't remember enough to like quote it endlessly. Me and my friends like we would always hit somebody with Dude Ryan Likes Journey all the time for some reason. And there were some other ones, but they've fallen off. I've forgotten. I remember when me and my friend went to see Infinity War, we started to sing Thunder when Thor arrived in Wakanda. Okay, not too bad. A year older as of Friday, so that's slightly terrifying. Well, happy birthday! Slightly belated. But I get the feeling. I get that feeling. Don't you mean Thunder? Do you mean Imagine Dragons? The Meta is my favorite villain in RVB. His theme still makes me dread whenever it plays. The Meta, yeah. Phenomenal villain. Loved all of that. Miles Luna, one of the head of RVD writers, was also a writer for most of the Freelancer saga, and he voiced Felix. Oh, cool. Okay, that's cool. Fun news for Previewed. Did not know that. Thunder. So we're talking about that. Worse than Quantumania? Yeah, I'll give it that. Mike was great in the first 2 seasons, and then he had a lot more, I think, agency in the first 2 seasons for sure. Mine will always be Griff. Grimmins for life. Hell yeah, dude. Griff, also low-key a little too relatable. As lazy and ridiculous as he could be, he was too real for a lot of his interactions. Also, Tucker, bow chicka bow wow. And his son, Blarg. God, I fucking love it. And Caboose is also such a vibe. I just feel like once they got rid of Church, the vibe just felt off to me. It did. Wolverine game looking crisp. Yes, it is. Very, very crisp. Why is there no hug emoji? Looks like you found one, though. Love Church and Caboose and how it feels some days. I'm in my 30s and I never drank an ounce of alcohol. The only way I had alcohol is in Irish cream ice cream, which is delicious. Whiskey is the alcohol in Irish cream. That sounds delicious all the same. I spent from 19 to 23 pissed drunk and then said probably should cool it. At least you woke up eventually and was like, nah, maybe I got a problem. Let's see, I smoke for pain relief and management. So that's what I have so much chronic sinus issues, inflammation, chronic pain. I'm getting arthritis now, or something's fucked up with my hand. It's something I was like, as an alternative, just popping Motrin or Tylenol all the damn time. Like, I would like to have that as an option, but it's not acceptable here, and I'm not willing to get in trouble for it. And God forbid, I'm not trusting anybody in West Virginia to give me something from the street. Nah, sorry. I ain't risking that shit from fucking Scruffy down the road or whatever. If I could have a recurring dream, it would definitely be of my emo boy. His dream, after all. Really sorry for my thirsting. It's okay. I get it. He's a deliciously handsome emo man. You know, but they had to leave it open-ended. Yeah. Let's see. I've been munching on Honey Nut Cheerios. Is anyone else snacking? At the moment, I currently am not. Like the clicky clicky. My favorite horror movie is my favorite movie, Scream, the original. I do love me some Scream, though I most certainly am going to be skipping the new one. Fairly new. How do I recommend the TVD and the originals? TVD. Oh, the Vampire Diaries, I think. And the original's so good. I think they're on my large movie poll list. So I don't think you have to recommend them. I think they're already on there. I've seen the first episode. I watched the first episode when it first aired. I don't even remember why me and my friends sat down to watch that, but we did. I didn't continue it. My buddy did, but I didn't. Booster Gold game. Maybe Aquaman would be interesting as well. Possibly. Rocky Horror Picture Show is also celebrated as 50. I've never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've never seen it. There's 4 Jaws? There are! Jaws, Jaws 2, Jaws 3D, and Jaws The Revenge with Michael Caine. I noticed you started pausing while you talk, and my ADHD thanks you a million times over. It's if I have a thought that I think is going to, if I'm going to get lost in it for a minute, or if there's something I need to unpack before moving on because my brain doesn't want to let it go. It's allowed me to be able to do that. I've found some people don't like it, but I think it's easier for me in the watch and all of that. But yeah, so it is what it is. Live with it or don't. Seems like the Marvel, they have made more games than they can make work. With DC, they'll hopefully find a balance with their games too. 3 hours. We made it. Make a Jaws after 1. I didn't know they made more Jaws after 1. You really didn't know about the second one? Second one is pretty, I mean, I like it a lot. It doesn't make any sense at all, but none of them do. Mostly mad that Quidditch wasn't in the game or Wizard Chest. Maybe the sequel is if I'm lucky. When Church, I found it not to be as funny. When Church left, I found it to not be as funny. Agreed. One of the best running jokes in RVB was the Herc Blah. As someone died, yeah. And the fact, oh god, all the secret RVB cameos in Halo 3 were so funny. And he was really good. Watched the first 17 seasons of Red vs. Blue, but enjoy the show a lot, although I haven't seen season 18. Yeah, I need to catch back up on seasons 14 onward. The name of the shark in Jaws is one of my favorite nerdy little trivia things about it. It's Bruce, isn't it? If I remember right. Shunner said that the Witcher show will be book accurate, and then they messed it up pretty bad. I have an appointment for the end of the month for medical marijuana card. Yeah, you can't get that here unless you have a terminal illness, basically. Like for cancer, or I think like certain extreme psychological issues or brain issues. Otherwise, that's it. There's like, here it's so restricted. And I'm just like, you know, it'd probably help me a lot in a lot of different ways for a lot of different things. But also, again, I'm so scared of getting in trouble. So I'm not going to, until it's legal, I'm not really going to buy. I'm not really going to fuck with anything. Are there any X-Men members you'd want to see in the Wolverine game? Cyclops? Beast? Xavier? Yes. Yeah, NC is still behind legally, so technically I don't smoke either. But off the record, if I had a raw dog this ad man, I would not be making it. Smoke weed, y'all. No, sir. Go to reputable places or go to a lovely place like La for my bud vape and edibles, and with my pain, it's worth the risk. And I want to see King Shark again saying, whoa! Cool, Michael. Good night. Don't sell your channel to those who don't give a crap. I will most certainly do my best. And take it easy, man. Thanks for hanging out. How many Jaws had already released when Back to the Future came out? I don't... Right, because of the future thing. I don't remember how many at that point. Jaws 5, the sushi platter. You at least know the soundtrack for the Rocky Horror, right? I probably have heard one or two. I couldn't name any of them off the top of my head. Let's do this. Rocky Horror Picture Shows. Songs. Soundtrack. Oh! Okay. I didn't know Time Warp was from Rocky Horror. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that song or seen that song performed in show choir. That was such a... God, too many schools did Time Warp. That's the only one I recognize. Yeah, that's the only one on here that I recognize. I forgot that was from that. The only thing I remember about Jaws is a line from the extra in the first movie. 24 hours is like 3 weeks. Well, roommate and I say that to each other all the time. That's funny. That's funny. What's up, Kitabella? How are you? How come you haven't seen Firefly? Isn't that mandatory viewing for any nerd-oriented reaction YouTubers? I just missed that wave when it came. I did not catch that train, and I've never gotten around to it. But maybe one day indeed. What's up, Noel? New York Comic Con, October 11th. Predictions: Marvel Television, Marvel Animation, Daredevil, Board Against Season 2, Vision Quest, Nova, Champions, Punisher Special Movie, Wonder Man, X-Men 97, and many more. You can only take marijuana if you're dying, kind of thing. Pretty much. Hell, in NYC, it's not even medically legal. Yeah, I'm kind of not shocked about that. I'm surprised it's even medically legal here to even at all an extent. I'm just sticking with the Witcher books and the future games in the franchise. I need to eventually make it around to the games one of these days, but so far away, man. Restoration is a good finale for RBB, in my opinion. It is. It is. The whole Re-saga is perfect, I think. It's so good. And yeah, it made a good end point for the show, but then they decided to make more. And I don't think it was as good after that. Yaha, and one, why is they named the shark in Finding Nemo Bruce? And why it's named after Spielberg's divorce lawyer? That's funny. I didn't know that bit. Vince, look after your friend. Do you even know if the Insomniac Wolverine is part of the X-Men yet? Well, he's wearing his costume, his X-Men costume in it. But you do raise a very good point. Who knows? I think from what they said, it takes place through multiple different periods of his life. I could be making that up. I could be wrong, but it'd be cool. Either way, I don't know. Rocky Horror, let's do the time warp again. Might want to consider Rocky Horror for October. Man, the music though. Music would be a very difficult thing, but you might not be wrong. I guarantee you at least know the chorus of Time Warp. You are all correct about that. Never smoked in my life either. I tried once. One of the times I got drunk, it was at a Halloween party. The person I was with, their brother was a smoker, and he had brought some over. And I was pretty drunk. I tried to take a hit. I don't know if it worked. I don't know if I did it right. I didn't feel nothing. It wasn't long before I fell asleep though. Fell asleep. I laid down with the intent to go to sleep. I did not pass out. All 4 Jaws movies were out by 1987. Also, hello Omni, hope you're doing well. What's up, Christian? So then, I forget when Back to the Future 2 came out. When did Back to the Future 2 come out? '89. So, okay. So the entire Jaws franchise was out and done by the time that Back to the Future 2 came out. That answers the question from earlier. And now Time Warp is going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. Damn! What's up, Sudden Impulse? Found your channel from your dark reactions. Really hope you'll check out The Expanse one day. It's constantly requested. It's on my list. We'll see. We'll see. It's up to the poll gods to decide. Could always be worse. Could be Grease. Now that I've seen. I've seen and performed some aspects of Grease. On one of our cabarets, we did Greased Lightning for one of our numbers. It's fair. 2 of my favorite shows. You excited for Punisher's special presentation? Of course. 100%. Oh, wait. Oh, we're thinking of something else. Restoration is the movie that came out last year that serves as the finale. Bernie came back to finish things up. Oh, what am I thinking of? Hold on. I'm going to check. Dude, fucking do something. God damn it. Revelation. That's what I was thinking of. Revelation, I thought, was a pretty solid end of the show. But also, I mean, also equally so does, fuck, what was it called? Season 10? Season 10. Either one works really well. The 3 re-seasons are called the Recollection Saga. Yeah. In case you were curious, the two creators of Dark are currently working on a new show for Netflix that'll probably get canceled after one season. I wanted to check out that last one they made, but then it got canceled and it didn't get to finish. I was like, well, fuck, that sucks. It's based on some comics / graphic novel series, by the way. A German one? Or one I would know? Seconding the recommendation of The Expanse. Hands down my favorite show by a large margin. Interesting. Yeah, another Expanse fan. I hear great, fantastic things about this. So BDF was wrong about the Infinite Jaws. Back to the Future sequels. We didn't get any after that, which is shockingly. I'm surprised we haven't. Well, there's talks of a reboot, but I was going to say I'm surprised we haven't got a reboot as of yet. Who's Vince? Trying to look after you, Michael. Vince, what do you do? Good night. I'll be a little tease here. Recollection. You're probably thinking of Revelations, which was season 8. Yes, you were spot on with that. Yeah, those 3 seasons were chef's kiss. Beautiful. Like, they evolved Red vs. Blue into something so much more than a gag show, and still so fucking funny. But they actually had a really goddamn good story, I thought. I was so mad that they canceled the other one. Yeah. Dark was just so good, man. Season 10 is a good finale, so is season 13. Like season 13 is an RVB ending. The ending with Church's "Ain't That a Bitch" was so emotional. Yeah. Yeah. Don't say goodbye. I hate goodbyes. Oh my god, you're getting me emotional here, man. God damn it, man. If you ever told me, like, going into Red vs. Blue whenever the first season came out that I would get emotional over that shit, like, I would not have believed you. But it was so, it got so good. Like, the first 5 seasons are iconic, but they are, like, goofy slapstick through and through. But they actually get very complex and layered on top of all of that in the later seasons. Like, that's some of my favorite shit. Like, there's iconic shit, obviously, in the first 5 seasons that I'll never forget. But, like, it just became something so cool after they switched off into the recollection and stuff for season 6 onward. Yeah, those stupid helmets would have me sobbing with just a little, with a tilt. Just a little tilt. Yeah. It's like Always Sunny. There are 2 moments in season 13 and 15 that are some of the most heartbreaking in TV I've ever seen. I still need to watch It's Always Sunny. I've seen a lot of just clips of it, but I've never seen a full episode. One day, maybe, one day. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it there. We're caught up. Chat slowed down a little bit. You know, I'm gonna work on getting me some dinner. I'm gonna record my reaction for Weapons, and call it a night. But guys, thanks for hanging out, for having a good time. Thanks, Vince, for stepping up and helping clean up the chat a little bit. And I'll see you guys next weekend. And I hope everybody has a great start off to the spooky season, and we'll hopefully be able to celebrate it as such. In the way that we normally do, or would hope to. Either way, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you all next time. Take it easy.